Keeler Show today.
It's time to read the news and weather. Time to figure out what to say. It's time to turn the channel of the Keeler Show today. Why do we always listen? Keeler's always in the know. It makes me want to call him and tell him where to go. And now let's get things started. Andrew, let's get things started.
It's time to get things started.
On the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, Keelerational. This is what we call the Keeler Show.
So this is Christmas, and what have you done? Another year over, and a new one just begun. And so this is Christmas. I hope you had fun. The near and the dear ones, the old and the young.
A very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Let's hope it's a good one without any fear.
Couple of things here. I don't know if you've seen the local version of this song. It's a bunch of local artists that got together and did an incredible job. We've got to get all of them on the Christmas show. I'd love them
I'm in the
too.
process.
I'd love
we're making headway.
and the little kid that the 12-year-old that plays the keyboard plays in this as well.
And so happy Christmas.
And then there's a documentary out there right now you can get on, maybe it's Apple TV. There's a couple of them on John Lennon that are really, really good. So you can check those out. And, as you're lighting your Bic lighter and the candles and you're going back and forth, ho, happy Christmas, and then you turn on the TV to this last night.
Most points the Raiders have ever scored. 63. Most points the Chargers have ever given up. 63-21.
Wow.
I could not believe that score. I think that they've had a frustrating season, the Raiders. They've had a frustrating couple seasons, with you start having, a quarterback like Derek Carr, being optimistic about that. John Gruden being hired as the head coach for 10 years, a 10-year contract, and then getting fired, literally a few games into it.
Why did that happen?
There was some, I think, offensive things he was saying in emails
I remember
and stuff
that.
like that.
Listen.
And the team's
Today,
still paying him.
It all comes back, doesn't it? And I could tell that Griffo would be really disgusted with that because Joe Griffo is a huge Raiders fan. But I was just looking last night. If you had the foresight, which you wouldn't have, and that's the problem. Like if you would have done, they offer all of these prop bets, and if you would have done under winning margin, including overtime. What was the margin? It was like 42, right?
Yeah. It was specifically, it was.
I believe it was like 42. It would have paid. Are you ready? $10,000. $100 bet. $100 bet would have paid $10,000. But how in the world? Now here's the problem. You can do a live bet, and you could pop that in during the game.
Wow.
And you're like, wow, they're way up. But, Vegas adjusts. So that, winning by 42 points, what was the halftime score?
I don't know.
It was like 42 to nothing.
I do know.
Yeah.
40,
So that bet would have reduced from a $10,000 payout to about a $300.
Oh yeah, it was 42-0
to like a $300 payout by halftime. So,
but if you had made the bet initially,
but if you made the bet before kickoff, but how would you know it was going to turn out like that? Two teams that were, 5-8 or something? I mean, two teams that are squandering.
Or any team. It could be,
team.
The San Francisco 49ers versus...
Here's another one that would have paid $10,000. Had you predicted the Bills would have walloped the Miami Dolphins like they did.
Oh, yeah, right.
That's another one that would have paid huge. But here's the problem. 99 times out of 100, it's probably worse than that. The game doesn't end that way, and you'd need a $100 bet to win the 10,000. So there you go with these prop bets, sucker bets. They're chasing you. You're chasing them.
I just avoid gambling altogether because
it's the smartest thing to do. I would
lose
think, probably.
a lot.
Yeah,
I lose a lot.
Well, you're a loser, Andrew. You're a loser.
That's what I've been told.
You know, I mean, it's time to face it. I mean, you got to face it.
Face facts.
The worst song in history, according to science.
Oh, really? Okay.
You ever talk to an engineer?
A few times.
An engineer of science and technology?
I think so.
It's just usually a terrible conversation.
I can't usually.
How are
follow.
they going to? And listen, no offense to science and technical engineers, but you have a very calculated mind. You have a mind that is very different than the creative mind. Mm-hmm. So how would the world of science be able to take a look at the music world and say, here's what's good, here's what's bad? Scientists recorded what they claim is the worst song in the history of the world. And what makes it even worse is the song is 22 minutes long. We have a little bit of a supercut of the song, starting at the 4-minute mark of the song. It includes an accordion, an opera singer, rapping, bagpipes. How is Yoko Ono not a part of this? I don't know, but she's not. Here's a little
She's
piece.
not the producer on it?
Here's a little piece. In the full song, there's also a children's choir that sings along. Now, this song was recorded and published, so it's a real song. I can't play anymore of it. I think science is right. It's the worst song of all time.
That can't be like a legit song.
It's legitimate. It's legitimate.
Who's the artist? What's the title?
I don't know. I don't know, but it's legitimate.
Sounds like the Muppets in there.
Yesterday there was a police released information this week in regards to that. It happened earlier in the month, right at the beginning of this month. Do you recall the standoff that occurred in Utica?
Yep.
Well, now police are releasing some details of that, and I'll give you what we know, and I believe KTV had this story yesterday. But the details that have come out, this was on Cottage Place, and it turned out that it was a woman who was charged with menacing a police officer. And at one point, they were trying. Apparently, there was an order to vacate the property, and she was refusing to vacate when the officers arrived. I believe it might have been the fire department arrived. No, it was UPD. When UPD arrived to remove her from the premises and to negotiate and get this thing over with, that's when she pulled a gun out, put the gun up to her head, and went back inside. The standoff went on for hours. Finally, she came out, and the SWAT team actually hit her with non-life-threatening, whether it was a stun gun or rubber bullets or whatever it was. Officers then were able to take her down and really to protect herself. She was charged with menacing a police officer and criminal possession of a weapon. That turned out to be a pellet gun. She was placed at Wynn Hospital for a while and then released to UPD. Well, and that's what we know. That was the Cottage Place situation. You know what we don't know about, and I'd like to get details, and maybe Curly could assist us here. We don't have any information on the man that was on Oriskany Street that was run over more than one time. Do you remember that story? We never found out the identity of that person.
Yeah,
and I'm wondering.
It was that night there was bad weather.
So I'm wondering, can we get the final details on that? Who was that person? Was it I think when it doesn't get released and it doesn't get covered, and we kind of let a story go away, people begin to surmise, oh, there's a cover-up. And I don't believe there's a cover-up. I think the story just went away. And I also wonder if it's possible if that could have been suicide. And please don't take anything that I'm saying. I'm just surmising. We don't know anything about the story. Is it possible that the person jumped out in front of a vehicle? But then he was run over by, I believe it was a he, more than one vehicle.
Correct. to your point, if it was somebody who was homeless or a panhandler or something like that, it could be difficulty notifying next of kin.
Listen, but at this point, it's been long enough. We kind of have to be able to find out what happened. And the other part of this is our policy on suicides is we don't cover release information on suicides. However, unless that suicide is something that creates some sort of a public news story. For instance, if there's somebody that holds up traffic jumping off a bridge or out of a building, and there's a standoff at a certain place, all of a sudden that becomes a public news story, and you kind of have to reveal the details. But just a normal suicide, which is horrific, is something that we normally would not cover. Did you see the latest? In here for Davey today, Davey has 2 days off. He had a day off earlier in the week, which was a gift because he felt better after he got home. But Megan is filling in here this morning. Megan, I'll ask you: Are you a Coke or a Pepsi person?
Oh, I think I'm going to polarize a lot of people with my answer, but it's neither.
Are you an RC Cola?
No, I'm not a fizzy drinker.
You don't. Oh,
fizzy drinker at all.
So the Pepsi I gave you yesterday was.
I drank it.
Oh, you did. Okay.
You just waited it for me.
You just waited till it was flat.
I'm Roman Catholic, Bill. I can't turn down a gift.
Right. That was,
the
fair
guilt
enough.
factor is so strong in this one.
So, and by the way, could we let the vendor know that handles our machine? There hasn't been Diet Pepsi in that machine in over a month.
That's uncalled for.
I keep track.
I mean, they should know that they're going to have a prime customer, daily customer in you every day.
And right, believe me,
Come on.
I'm a junkie.
Yeah.
and here's the other part: when you put your $2 to get a soda, they're making money off the employees.
When
you put your $2 in to get the soda, and they're out of Diet Pepsi, there's no return
refund
change option because the button is stuck. So you can't even get your money back.
All the others.
So I then grab something that I don't like and I give it to somebody.
Yeah, the other ones
I'm
are
$6 down,
$1.50.
$6 down, by the way.
Write it down. We tell
but I bought it.
bosses
I had to buy a
refund
soda.
it.
I had to buy a soda. Maybe I could have gifted it, pass it on. Just put a little
Right,
something
you
on
can't
there
say,
and pass it on.
you can't just let it be and then, try to get a refund from it.
Anyway, I'm bringing this up for one reason. Well, two. Number one, I'd like him to fix the Pepsi situation out there, the Diet Pepsi situation. Number two is that Coca-Cola has now put a recall on much of their soda. You got to check on this and get the details. But there's a Coke recall. 2,000 Diet Coke, Sprite, Fanta cases, 2,000 cases is what they're saying, are being recalled because of a possible contamination problem. According to the AP and the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, the recall started back on November 6th, initiated by United Packers in Mobile, Alabama. The affected cases of soda, all 12 packs, 12-ounce aluminum cans, distributed throughout the East. A recall compromises some 15, which is really not a lot when you think about it, about 2,000 cases of Sprite, Diet Coke, and Fanta Orange, according to the FDA. I don't believe we have to worry about that here, which means I've read this entire story for naught.
And you don't drink Coke. Neither do I.
And I don't either. My wife is a Diet Coke drinker, however. The ones they're looking for, by the way, are Diet Coke packaged in 12-ounce aluminum cans with a UPC code. You can look it up. Fanta Orange packaged and Sprite. Look it up. I don't think they reach up here unless you're going to be traveling for the holidays. They'll probably already have been pulled from the shelves, if that makes any sense.
We have Debbie in Rome telling us the cameras are not on.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's me. Boom and boom.
There we go. Asking you shall receive. We do have some comments from yesterday. Apologies in advance. We did not have access to our comments for some reason technologically yesterday, but we do have them now. So
we'll get to those comments coming up in a second. Have you taken your kid to see a store Santa? They're out there. I know that Burger King has one coming.
Burger King.
You'll see it at McDonald's and Burger King, that sort of thing. The mall. Do they still do a Santa thing at the mall?
I think so.
Really?
Just back to the Burger King thing. It's like you're promoting fast food. Here, what do you want for Christmas, Johnny? You want diabetes, high cholesterol?
Yeah. Two passengers said, well, listen, if you eat Burger King or McDonald's or Wendy's or any of those and you do it in moderation,
no, I know.
It's A-okay, I think. This is an unbelievable story if you're going to be cruising sometime soon. And you are in February?
Late January, early February.
Andrew's going on a cruise. What cruise line did you choose?
Norwegian.
Okay, it's a good cruise line.
Yeah.
Where are you going?
We are leaving out of Miami and going to
so you're going
Tortola,
you're have nice warm weather.
DR and all that. Yeah.
So these guys just have been banned. This group has just been banned from ever cruising on Carnival ever again.
Oh boy.
What do you think they did that angered Carnival so much that they are done? You will never be on a cruise ship again. These two passengers, I'm just going to go on with them, have been banned from Carnival Cruise Line for life after fishing from a balcony. They were fishing from a balcony.
And that made them so mad
Apparently,
they got banned?
There's no fishing. And they actually caught a fish from the balcony of their room. It happened while the ship was docked in Nassau, Bahamas. Here's a video of the man catching the fish, the woman reacting. They were all excited, and then found out you're not supposed to do that. Here we go. This is them excited.
Oh, my God, you actually caught a fish. Oh, God, don't swing it into somebody's place. Oh, sorry. You could say you caught a fish in the Bahamas.
Yeah, and you can say you're never going on a Carnival cruise again.
If that wasn't ever an established rule or that you
probably,
knew of.
Probably in the paperwork when you sign it.
Oh, my God.
There's a lot of fine print. Right? There's a lot of fine print.
But I can understand them getting mad or giving you a warning, but
I know it is odd
ban?
that they would say, well, we didn't know. Well, you should know. And by the way, you caught a rare fish that's almost extinct.
That's probably what happened.
They call it a dolphin. I can't believe you did that. National Ugly Sweater Day is today. And I believe that, where was I? I think we might have been at Boscov's, or no, it was Marshall's. By the way, did you see the story out of Marshall's?
Yeah.
That, we were just there, and apparently somebody threatened to shoot up people, and they had to evacuate the store.
It was a bomb threat.
It was a bomb threat. Yeah. Anyway, I saw a guy buying an ugly sweater. I didn't know anybody actually really did that. I just thought they put them on the shelves for novelty purposes.
Oh, no, people buy them.
A National Ugly Sweater Day, and I thought, I almost said to the guy, so you're going to a party. And then I felt like I shouldn't say that because he might say, no, I really like this sweater.
This is going to be one of my
beautiful.
favorite sweaters.
This is one of the most beautiful sweaters I've ever seen. Before Tinder, there was 80s video dating. You remember that?
I don't, no.
I'm not going to go with the story, but I don't remember it either. A Massachusetts woman named Bridget Bigelow taught her dog to say, I love you.
Oh, that's nice.
You want to hear it?
Yeah, of course.
And I have the audio. The dog's name is Sadie, and she says it twice in the video. Let's see if it's real. Here we go.
I love you.
To be honest, it sounds like Andrew when he used to drink.
Yeah, I'd say that a lot.
You'd say it to everybody. You would say it to everybody.
Anybody that would listen.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. This is.
Love you.
That's actually, that's me. That's me.
I mean, just recall back to your drunken days. What it would sound like. Yeah, there it is. That's Andrew.
Honestly, my sister's dog, well, the family dog that we had that just passed away recently, it would say that when we would walk through the door. If
the
you
dog
said
would
it,
say, I love you?
Say, well, I mean, you have to kind of put two and two together.
It really is incredible how these animals become attached to their humans and how the humans become attached to their animals. It really is quite unbelievable. I'm not a big animal person, so I really don't completely get it and understand it. But, my wife certainly loves her cat more than she cares about me. That's for darn sure. Creamery and Brewery in Oregon teamed to create blue cheese beer. That might be the worst idea ever.
Worse than the pizza beer?
I think that might be the worst idea ever. Rogue Creamery and Larry Sedor, the founder of the Crux Fermentation Project, talking about the skepticism they received at first, but how blue cheese beer tasted so good.
We handled a healthy dose of skepticism, even from our blue cheese devotees.
When I told my brewers what we were doing, they pretty much laughed. They thought, no way, this will not work.
Once you get to know it a little more, maybe sip 2, 3, glass 2 or 3, you may begin to pick up on that slight hint of blue cheese on the finish.
Yuck.
Well, and you know, Wayne was just telling me, I didn't realize, but the Utica Coffee Company, Utica Coffee has a tomato pie flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Does it
and
really,
Half Moon.
Does it really taste, or is it just named tomato pie?
It might just be named it.
Yeah. I can't.
They don't
imagine.
really do. Their flavors aren't crazy like that. I mean, the cannoli tastes like cannoli, and I think they have a Half Moon flavored one.
Yeah.
But when it comes to that kind of stuff,
I
think it depends on the blend. That
I do not enjoy coffee. I'm not a coffee drinker, but I do espresso. Oftentimes, I'll swing by Daylight Donuts and grab an espresso. It's not my quote cup of tea, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
But I get it because it just keeps me going during the day. You sit in front of a computer. I could be out doing manual labor all day long. I would not have a problem.
Right.
You sit in front of a computer, I'm like struggling to stay awake.
It does that.
And then I start typing away, and I'm like working on a story or something, and I begin typing stuff that doesn't even make sense. And so you need that coffee to keep you going. I like I just bought one of those sugar-free flavor that you pour into your coffee.
Yeah.
And it's white chocolate.
Ooh,
I have not tried it as of yet, but I can only imagine that's.
I like mine black.
That's going to be pretty good. And you know, there is that Daylight Donuts coffee I should tell you about. It is Seattle's best coffee, and if you're looking for a really awesome cup of coffee, there's a reason why Starbucks purchased Seattle's best, this brand of coffee, and the reason is because they were giving them such a run for their money in Seattle. So this is as good, if not better, than your Starbucks coffee. And you know that drive-through at Daylight Donuts is in and out, and you're on your way.
Very fast.
Plus, they have some incredible lattes that are for the holiday, gingerbread and peppermint, and all of these great lattes. And the amazing rolls, those incredible snowflake rolls for your holiday dinner. You got to sign up, buy them by the dozen. We do 2 dozen every year, and everybody looks forward to those at our dinner, and not the cooking that we do. They just look forward to the nice food, but where are the rolls? You got to sign up at Daylight Donuts. Daylight Donuts in the Village of New Hartford. You can call them. You can do it in person and even from the drive-thru. Put my name down. I'll be picking them up on Christmas Eve. The Daylight Donuts Snowflake Rolls for your Christmas dinner, which is just around the corner. 6:44. We'll come right back at WIBX.
Hi, this is Rob Hilton of Hilton Estate and Elder Law with important information that you should know regarding your estate planning. Specifically, you should have prepared what is known as the Big Three. Basic estate planning is comprised of the 3 main documents that you need. First is the will, next is the healthcare proxy, and last is the power of attorney. What most people don't know is how important of the 3 the power of attorney really is, because New York State has no simple method for you to act on another's behalf if they become incapacitated. I am often asked, what is probate and why is it needed? Probate is the act of administering the will through the New York State court system. It requires a filing fee and other actions to be taken, as well as a petition to be filed. It is time-consuming and can be expensive. It can be avoided by using a living trust. To find out more about strategies to protect your loved ones through proper estate planning, contact us at Hilton Estate and Elder Law. Call for more information and to schedule an in-person meeting to answer your questions.
Hilton, you know the name, they know the law. Hilton Estate and Elder Law.
Looking for the perfect gift for the theater and music lover on your list? Give the gift of world-class opera and musical theater with a Glimmerglass Festival gift card. The 2024 Glimmerglass Festival includes productions of The Pirates of Penzance, Pagliacci, La Callisto, and Elizabeth Cree. And with a Glimmerglass Festival gift card, they can pick the shows of their choice. Gift cards available online at glimmerglass.org or by calling the box office. Tickets for individual shows on sale January 22nd. Give music and magic with a Glimmerglass gift card. Happy holidays from the Glimmerglass Festival.
Being prepared for winter weather starts with New Holland. For large snow removal jobs to clearing driveways, New Holland has the equipment to stay one step ahead. Overcome winter's toughest conditions faster, cleaner, and safer with the New Holland lineup of skid steer loaders, compact track loaders, compact wheel loaders, and compact utility tractors. The year-end celebration is going on now. Visit Clinton Tractor today and get equipped for winter.
We are the leader in service, Clinton Tractor.
ClintonTractor.net.
With the holidays upon us, the increase in traveling, shopping, and connecting online also heightens the need to protect your identity and finances with LifeLock. Identity thieves see this time of year as an opportunity to drain your accounts, open new loans in your name, and damage your financial future. LifeLock detects and alerts you to the threats you might miss on your own. Don't let the busy holiday season catch you off guard. Save up to 25% off your first year with promo code CLAY. LifeLock.com, promo code CLAY.
Immerse yourself in premium nationwide coverage, contract-free plans, and always-free activation with Consumer Cellular, now at your local Target. While you're there, check out our newest phone, the Iris Flip. It's all the phone and camera you need, plus it features a user-friendly design, making it the perfect flip phone. From now to December 16th, you can score $10 off when you buy the Consumer Cellular Iris Flip at Target, making it only $39.99. Visit your nearest Target for the full scoop.
Looking for top-notch personal protection? The Smith & Wesson Equalizer is here to level the playing field. Easy to rack slide, easy to control ergonomic grip. It's designed for you. With a 10, 13, and 15-round magazine included, size up for better control or size down for easier concealment. Don't miss out on the opportunity to upgrade your safety. Visit your local dealer now. To learn more about the Equalizer, visit smith-wesson.com. Smith & Wesson, empowering Americans. All capacity sizes may not be available in your jurisdiction. Be sure to check your local laws and regulations.
Hello, everyone in Central New York. This is Dave Letterman, your old TV pal. Remember me? I'm supposed to say something witty and funny here about Bill Keeler, but I've got nothing. Ever see a picture of this guy? That's a joke in itself. Anyhow, here's Keeler on WIBX.
That beard.
I know, it's weird. It's weird.
Why? I don't understand it. Let's see. Mike, did you see the story on KTV last night? There's going to be a cruise line doing a 3.5-year around-the-world tour. That's kind of interesting. Did you know about this?
I didn't, no.
They did not say how much it's going to cost, but you would be going a 3.5-year tour around the world.
A 3.5-year tour.
But you could sell your house and do that.
Essentially, yeah.
And then just plan on getting it when you come back.
Call me when you want me to sell or buy a new one.
You could rent your home out. Mike says, regarding the Utica coffee and tomato pie, they did it on April 1st to figure out whether it was a joke or not. My guess is it probably was a joke, right?
Do you want a couple more quick ones?
Today is also December 15th. It is National Bill of Rights Day. And after years of debate and deliberation, the forebearers ratified the Bill of Rights. In doing so, they forever enshrined the fundamental rights and liberties we hold sacred as Americans and set in motion the greatest self-governance experiment in the history of the world. And the rest of the world looks at us like they look in somewhat confusion. But it is what it is. We treasure our Bill of Rights. And some quick comments, and Willie.
We do have some yesterday. We do apologize. We did not have access to them. From Lance and Lee, Mr. Keeler and Andrew. I watched the special council meeting in Utica last night on YouTube. Forget about the Utica School District. The FBI needs to investigate the current City of Utica administration. No answers about ARPA spending amounts, wanting to bond for money when they had $66 million to spend. Sounds like Palmieri spent this money like a drunken sailor. The new mayor, Mike Galimi, has his work cut out for him. Steve and Holland, do you want to comment on that?
Well, I just think there are so many other things with that money could have been spent on based on the
needs in the community,
just all the violence and the need. We have to solve this problem with kids. So, yeah. Okay.
Stephen Holland Patton reminding us the Boca Raton Bowl is happening. The I think it's the roofclaims.com Boca Raton Bowl has Southern Florida facing off against Syracuse at 7 p.m. Eastern on Thursday, December 21st on ESPN.
That's next Thursday, and our Christmas show will be the following day.
Dick in Deerfield is the cover of Happy Christmas by Utica area musicians you mentioned, available on YouTube or streaming on some service.
All right. And Willie Waffle on, and I can't find Willie's latest stuff, so Willie, we're going to go willy-nilly this morning.
Well, both Bill and I watched the Leave the World Behind movie, and what a terrible ending.
What an ending to that.
Terrible.
I mean,
sometimes they got to just leave you hanging, make you think. Make you think.
The last
No
thing,
resolution.
The last thing my wife said was, "Why did I vote for him?" I don't know what that meant.
Barack and Michelle were the producers
They were the
on
producers,
it.
yeah.
She was a big Barack fan, my wife. Okay, well, Willie, I got to say, it was good right up into the point where it ended.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah. What do you think of Wonka?
You know, this is an interesting movie. I mean, you get Timothy Chalamet, playing basically the young Willy Wonka. The idea here is that we're supposed to learn, how did he become Willy Wonka? How did he get started? What was his life like before all the things that we've seen in the other various movies and the book, and et cetera, et cetera. And, there's no denying that it's a magical feeling movie and a magical looking movie. They really make London, kind of that turn of the century steampunk industrial revolutionary kind of look. The rich areas look just gorgeous and amazing. The poor areas look horrifying, and you never want to be stuck in the situations that Willy Wonka is stuck in. But I think what ends up hurting the movie is that it just has this weird plot. The whole idea that Willy Wonka is trying to get started. He's trying to start to sell his chocolates. He wants to be the greatest chocolatier in the world. But the evil chocolate cartel is stopping him. Yes, and it's like, oh, yeah, that's what I want. My big Christmas movie for the kids is going to be all about evil corporations and all the ways they destroy competition. I don't know if little kids are going to get that or see what it's all about or understand what that's all about. So I think that's kind of got a shot against it. I think Chalamet as Willy Wonka is okay. He doesn't really capture it, I think, the way someone like Gene Wilder did. I mean, Gene Wilder will always be Willy Wonka. I don't care what you say. Yeah. And everybody who tries to play him after that is just trying to keep up.
Yeah, Johnny Depp was creepy weirdo Wonka. He was like really weird.
Yeah, and Chalamet tries to pull some of that in there, and you almost feel like he's kind of stuck in between trying to be Johnny Depp and Gene Wilder, and he really should have just been himself or been Gene Wilder.
Yeah. What do you give it there, Willie? I mean, it's got to be worth seeing.
It's worth seeing because I just think it looks so cool.
Yeah.
I mean, just the chocolates that he makes and the reactions that people have and just kind of the wild, colorful world. And I'll even throw in there the other reason you want to go see it: Hugh Grant as the Oompa Loompa. Okay, so like they've taken Hugh Grant, they've used CGI to make him smaller, and he's just so ornery and hilarious that he kind of steals the movie once he finally shows up. I'm at like 2.5 waffles.
2.5 chocolate-covered waffles.
Okay, all right.
And can I just say my biggest anger and my biggest disappointment about the Willy Wonka movie is that the studio did not send Willy Wonka chocolate bars to promote the movie.
Yeah, why wouldn't they? They'd be all over that, like gobstoppers and all that Wonka stuff.
Yeah, man. I was extremely disappointed. I think it had a negative impact on me.
Would have got it over that half waffle hump.
Mike says 2 days ago I watched the Spectrum special on the 2022 Buffalo snowstorm. It's been nearly a year ago, and I'd forgotten about it. 47 people died, and they interviewed a lot of the relatives and survivors. It was pretty well done, but very sad. That's when they had to cancel the Bills playing in Buffalo that weekend. Remember that?
I remember that.
I do.
Went to Ohio, right?
Like Cleveland, didn't they?
Cleveland, I think.
Somewhere
there. Okay, let's see. When is Napoleon going to stream? Do you know?
Typically you're looking at like 3 to 5 months after a movie has hit the theaters. Now, something like Napoleon, I think they secretly were hoping to maybe have an Oscar campaign, but that seems to have gone by the wayside. That's gone now. So I think you're probably talking about February or March, to be honest with you.
It's going to be that long. All right, so that might be one I'll go to see in theaters because I do want to see it, although I'm not hearing the greatest things in the world about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's worth seeing for the big action scenes, for the big battle scenes. I mean, that looks amazing. That alone is probably worth the price of the ticket.
In theaters, is Chicken Run in theaters also?
No, Chicken Run, Dawn of the Nugget. It was in theaters like for a week. Like, Netflix does this thing where they try to run their movies for like a week in theaters so they'll qualify for Oscars. So, they were hoping that the Chicken Run Dawn of the Nugget would qualify for the Best Animated Film Oscar. I think they should probably give up that hope. I mean, it's like me giving up my hope of someday marrying Charlize Theron. It's just not going to happen. And,
she's hot. Yeah.
It's just not happening, But Chicken Run Dawn of the Nugget, so it's on Netflix starting today. And it's horrifying. The original Chicken Run is just funny and witty and hilarious, and this movie is the complete opposite. It just, it really gets me. They've dumbed it down. They've taken this thing that we love, and they took out all the sarcasm, they took out all the underlying subtext, and they just made it like this loud, boring, half-witted distraction. I mean, the best thing you can do with Chicken Run Dawn of the Nugget is put it on the TV and put your kids in front of it. Let that thing babysit them for a couple hours while you're wrapping Christmas presents. I feel like that was the whole purpose behind making the movie, because it just doesn't work. The idea that here we are years later after the original Chicken Run, and the chickens are all now living in this like chicken hippie commune or something. They all escape the
Communists.
farm.
They're
free. They're free ranging all over this island, but the humans find them and start taking them away. And that's when Rocky and Ginger, our stars of the first movie, decide they have to go into the farm and get all the chickens back. And of course, one of those is their own daughter.
What do you give this epic movie?
It's like one waffle.
Okay,
I couldn't. I almost started playing video games. I was so bored. That's how bored I was.
All right, and then The Crown is back. Part 2 of the season of the Crown came back yesterday, I think.
Yeah, and this is like the new thing that Netflix does. Like, they split up the seasons, right?
Yep.
They did it with Witcher. They did it with The Crown. They're going to do this with Bridgerton when it comes back. They're going to have like some of the episodes in May, some of the episodes in June. They're going to do it with Stranger Things, because they get to squeeze another month of subscriptions out of some people.
Yep.
They found that people would get Netflix for a month so they could see the full drop of, say, Stranger Things, and then they drop their subscription. Well, now they're going to get 2 months out of you. They're becoming everything we hated cable for, aren't they?
Yep, that really is the case.
Well,
and they just came out with numbers, with ratings numbers. Quickly, 30 seconds. What are we learning? Anything?
I think what we're learning is that they really are getting a lot of numbers from their original programming. That's about 55% of their viewing time.
Okay.
Their number one show for the first half of 2023 was The Night Agent, and it turns out about 20% of the stuff that they have in the library nobody ever watches.
Oh wow!
Yeah. Well, even on a slow night, you're like, we're not spending time on this. I'm just not going to do it. All right, Willie, have a wonderful weekend. We'll talk to you on our Christmas show next Friday.
Ho, 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 I'll be there.
All right, thanks, man. Willie Waffle, and you can check out all that stuff streaming and in theaters. Big Friday morning. Stand by. Coming back. WIBX Utica Rome at 7 o'clock.
It's a fate the relatives of hostages in Gaza fear. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
We've learned this morning that 3 more Hamas captives who we thought were alive have now been confirmed to be dead.
This days after Israel said 20 of the 130-plus hostages Hamas is holding are dead. Fox's Greg Palcott in Israel reports 2 of the new casualties were soldiers.
Sergeant Ron Sherman, another Corporal Nick Weiser. They were both kidnapped from a base not far from the Gaza Strip, as well as a civilian, 28-year-old Elia Toldano. He was seized from that music festival that was targeted by the brutal Hamas terrorists.
Now, Greg also reports he can hear Israeli bombings continuing in Gaza. He's near that border. The U.S. has been urging the Israelis to do more to protect civilians. More than 18,000 Palestinians have been killed. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan will meet today with the Palestinian president after talks in Israel. Sullivan also reacted to ongoing attacks in the Middle East by Iran-backed Houthi rebels.
We are building a coalition. We are working to
ensure that and rally the nations of the world, all of whom have an interest in seeing this stop.
Today, 2 cargo ships were hit by projectiles from Yemen. One of them caught fire in the Red Sea. A massive defense policy bill worth $886 billion just needs President Biden's signature to give U.S. troops a pay raise and extend a key foreign surveillance tool. It also provides $300 million in additional military aid to Ukraine. But another bill to provide $61 billion more to Ukraine remains held up at the Senate, which has delayed a holiday recess to keep working on it.
Vladimir Putin is watching closely. He is eager to see us abandon Ukraine and thinks he's getting that done.
But Democratic Senate Leader Chuck Schumer is facing a Republican roadblock to the national security bill that would also give aid to Israel and Taiwan. GOP senators demand stricter border policies to stop a record illegal immigration surge. America's listening to Fox News.
Immerse yourself in premium nationwide coverage, contract-free plans, and always-free activation with Consumer Cellular, now at your local Target. While you're there, check out our newest phone, the Iris Flip. It's all the phone and camera you need, plus it features a user-friendly design, making it the perfect flip phone. From now to December 16th, you can score $10 off when you buy the Consumer Cellular Iris Flip at Target, making it only $39.99. Visit your nearest Target for the full scoop.
Testosterone levels are at an all-time low. Individual T levels decline 1% every year. Chalk, CHOQ, is the new champion of natural testosterone boosters. Chalk's main ingredient is clinically studied to naturally boost testosterone 20% in 90 days. Supercharge your masculinity and boost your daily energy with Chalk's Male Vitality Stack. For a limited time, our listeners will get 30% off at CHOQ.com with promo code USA. CHOQ.com, code USA.
Good morning, WIBX 950 News Time, 7:03. I'm Andrew Derminio. Right now, we have mostly clear skies and freezing. That's right, 32 degrees. Your full weather forecast is coming up. This update brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. New York State's highest court has ruled in an eminent domain case involving the former O'Brien Plumbing Building at 411 Columbia Street in Utica, and Oneida County has won. Bowers Development owns the property. The appellate division ruled prior that the Oneida County IDA did not have standing to take the property from them by eminent domain. The Industrial Development Agency appealed, and the New York State Court of Appeals yesterday ruled in favor of Oneida County and the IDA, reversing the appellate division's prior ruling, which favored Bowers. Oneida County Executive Anthony Pacenti says the county was right from the start. We'll speak with him about a number of topics later on this morning on First News with Keeler. But from Bowers' aspect, they say with today's decision, the New York State Court of Appeals ignored the Constitution. The taking of private property from one developer to give to another private developer with a questionable public purpose, quote unquote, is un-American. Rome Police and the Oneida County Sheriff's Office responded to an urgent scene this week after an angry customer called in a bomb threat. According to authorities, a disgruntled woman called the marshals in Rome on December 11th around 6 in the evening. During the phone call, the woman allegedly complained about the service before drastically escalating things to the point people were forced to flee the store. Police say the woman told the employees on the other line she would blow up the store and allegedly alluded she hid a bomb somewhere. Marshals evacuated all customers, and officers from both Rome Police and the Oneida County Sheriff's K-9 unit responded to the scene to conduct a sweep. It was soon found there were no explosive devices on the premises. Police are currently investigating and have no suspect information. Just before 7 Thursday morning, Oneida County deputies responded to a report of a 3-vehicle car accident on State Route 8 in Deerfield. Deputies say Alex Johnson of Hattiesburg, Mississippi, was driving a Toyota Tacoma North on State Route 8. Evan Annalus of Randolph, Massachusetts, was also operating a Tacoma, traveling north. They stated that Richard Garrett of Utica was driving a GMC and traveling south. Johnson attempted to pass Annalus on the left side of the roadway, the sheriff's office stated. While doing so, Johnson lost control and struck Annalus's truck on the driver's side, and then struck Garrett's truck head-on. State Route 8 was shut down between Roberts and Walker Road for a while as the scene was investigated. Garrett and Annalus were taken to Wynn Hospital for complaints of back and leg pain. Johnson was issued citations that are returnable to the town of Deerfield Court. WIBX 950 News Time 7:06. Your weather forecast is according to Eyewitness News Chief Meteorologist Craig Flint, brought to you by Clinton Tractor, the leader in service. Go to clintontractor.net.
I'm Eyewitness News Chief Meteorologist Craig Flint in the WIBX Weather Center. Today, this Friday, pick of the week. Plenty of bright sunshine, breezy, milder air, a high of 48. Tonight, clear to partly cloudy at times, a low near 35. And on Saturday, mostly cloudy, cooler, but still mild for mid-December, a high near 45. For more on your local forecast, tune to Eyewitness News at 6 on WUTR. I'm meteorologist Craig Flint on WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM.
32 degrees, mostly clear skies. It is 7:06. Sports brought to you by John's Mobile Home Parts and Accessories in Oriskany Falls for all your mobile home needs. It's worth a trip. Visit johnsmobilehomeparts.com for more information. You heard it here on WIBX. The Las Vegas Raiders destroyed the Chargers on Thursday Night Football. Final score, 63-21. The Raiders put together a dominant showing on both sides of the ball and jumped out to a 42-0 lead at halftime. The Saints will be looking to stay atop the NFC South when they host the Giants in Week 15 at the Superdome. AFC East Division rivals clash in Miami on Sunday when the Dolphins battle the Jets at Hard Rock Stadium. The Jets are coming off a blowout victory.
I don't know about
over
this
the Houston
game.
Texans in Week 14. I know.
I don't. If I'm the Dolphins, I would be careful with this.
Well,
game.
because Zach Wilson, I think, still has the proverbial chip on the shoulder.
Yep.
With all the nonsense that went on in the last few weeks.
And wouldn't it be something if the Bills were to win this weekend and the Dolphins were to lose?
Well, that's a good segue because the Bills are going to have a tough one, but they're back on their home field, which they'll need that advantage this weekend as they look to keep playoff hopes alive.
I would not want to be playing ball. Here's what we're going to learn this weekend. You tell me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
I realize I'm a fan, probably wearing the rose-colored glasses.
Mm-hmm.
But here's where we're going to learn if the Bills really are good and they've been playing poorly, or they're just an average team, and they're just not really that good, and they're actually playing over. They're overperforming right now, as of late, just because of Josh Allen. We're going to learn a lot on Sunday. They're fighting for their lives here.
That's true,
and for respect.
They're going to be playing a very difficult Dallas Cowboys team.
And by the way, Dallas has been preparing all week long for like the frozen tundra.
Yeah, would they put the AC on down there?
Yeah, and it's gonna be like 50 degrees at game time on Sunday.
Yeah,
so maybe a little bit of rain.
Which is good because, as we know from the last few years in the playoffs, the Buffalo Bills games that have been in like downpour of snow, like heavy snow, Josh Allen doesn't play well. So ironically enough. A couple other quickies. Syracuse basketball plays Sunday at 1 o'clock on the CBS Sports Network. Baseball's biggest superstar was introduced by his new team Thursday at Dodger Stadium. The Dodgers holding a press conference to officially introduce reigning AL MVP Shohei Ohtani as the newest member of the team.
What do you say about this guy? I mean, he's unbelievable.
He is very good, but he's going to be get paid 15 years after he's done playing.
The only argument you can make here is when you get this pitcher, you're getting a Hall of Fame style performing hitter.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's almost like you're getting two players for one. This is like we're talking Babe Ruth type stuff here.
Yeah, and it's going to be a $2 million a year deal for the first. I think he's deferring a lot of the $680 million of the $700 until. But that's the crazy thing is he's going to be paid 15 years after he's retired by the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Finally, Kyle McCord, who is the Ohio State Buckeye quarterback that led them to an 11-1 record last season. Fran Brown already making moves. This McCord has thrown for 3,000 yards this season, but there is a report from Syracuse.com that Ohio State quarterback Kyle McCord, a former 5-star prospect, will be visiting Syracuse this weekend.
Things are beginning to happen. If I can get a show sheet there. Can I do one more sports story on top of what you currently have? Al Michaels not going to be a part of the playoffs.
Correct.
Now, that's unbelievable. You're talking about one of the great voices in sports. But they're saying it might be comments made in a world we live in today, comments made about Taylor Swift that may be costing him the playoff game. Off-the-cuff comments about Taylor Swift could be the reason Al Michaels won't be calling a game during the postseason. Sports conspiracy theorists cite a Sports Illustrated article in October where Michaels talks about how he'll be handling the Swift phenomenon during the Thursday night Broncos-Chiefs game. In the article, Michaels stressed moderation and said you can't make a sideshow out of it, pointing out that the vast majority of the audience is there to watch football, and intimated that the broadcast can't be focused on catering to the minority of people tuning in to catch a glimpse of the singer because the game is the most important element here by far. Some think
That's what cost him the playoffs?
These are conspiracy people saying he said that and that. I don't buy that. However, because I think those comments are
correct,
exactly what most football fans believe.
Yeah.
So he's saying and I do think NBC especially and you know, even Romo and Jim Nantz, that broadcast. I mean, these guys aren't dictating this. They have to comment on what happens.
Yeah, the producer's saying, cut to Swift, cut to Swift.
We're going to Swift. We're doing a Swifty shot. You know, please. This is ridiculous. Later this morning, we have Ian Jones on, and I'm really excited about this.
Yes, finally, we're connecting with Ian.
All right. Now, you may not be interested in this, but I am. And I think you will be too. Just bear with me. There's a commercial that keeps running on this station for Community Phone.
I heard it this morning.
And they're saying you don't need internet. It's not IP phone service. Maybe Greeley Ford will know something about this. It's actually landline.
Mm-hmm. The return of the landline.
As far as I know, Verizon, which really owns all the landlines, they're yanking out the copper lines.
Yeah, and they actually
is this
New York is available of their service area. So they have a number of states that they
you
help.
could get it here.
Get it here, yeah.
And so he's coming on. He's going to explain how the whole thing works. How do they do it? Is it fiber?
It's got to be something like that.
I mean, that fiber would be the ultimate in speed. Whereas your cable lines, you know, if you have internet and it's cable spectrum, you know, you got a whole neighborhood on. You're paying for gigabyte service. You're not getting a gigabyte, down or up. You're not even getting close. Sometimes you'll get down below 500 if you're paying the extra for it. And it's all because you're sharing the bandwidth with all of the people in your neighborhood. Whereas fiber, it's lightning fast. It's kind of like what Verizon has with whatever that service is called. Anyway, Ian Jones will be on. We'll talk about that. Interesting. County Executive Paceni is on today. We'll speak with him. Richard Rubino is a historian and independent political analyst as the House votes to authorize the Biden impeachment inquiry. Very interesting because at this point they don't have any evidence on him. Well, that's why it's an inquiry, is what people are saying. We'll see what Rich Rubino has to say about all of that. And the Al Michaels thing by request. Do you mind if I do one quick thing?
Yeah,
it's
go right
only it's not even 2 minutes long, for God's sakes. So this is for Wayne this morning. He's big.
Taylor Swift got run over by a reindeer, while Patrick Mahomes had a meltdown the other night. You can say there's no such song as Calm Down, but we all know the referees got it right. She'd been drinking all the Kool-Aid, while her man Kelsey had just won. But when the referee yelled out offsides, Mahomes' spoiled bratty mouth began to run. He was being such a baby. He bundled temper, tantrum, and attack, as Kelsey was doing two things at once. Taylor Swift had a reindeer run right up her back. Up her back? Taylor Swift got run over by a reindeer as Mahomes threw his helmet on TV. The NFL won't know what to do without her. Fans hope she'll shake it off before next week. All together now! Taylor Swift got run over by a reindeer. Now the NFL can put the game back on TV. You can say there's no such song as karma, but as for me and Josh Allen, we Christmas from Buffalo, New York.
Hey, our Christmas Eve Christmas extravaganza won't be on Christmas Eve this year. It's coming up a week from today, next Friday from 6 a.m. until 12 noon. And, Andrew, we are loading them up. Just some of the idea. Bands and musicians, young kids with amazing talents with their instruments, which I think is really
all styles
cool.
of music, too. We've got my buddy Rob Kane, Kevin Fox, and a few other members of their band. A kind of blend of Career Mode and Handsome Bob. They're going to be doing some punk rock type Christmas songs.
Oh, good.
So
Merry
that'll
Christmas,
be
Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be punk rock. That'd
be more like metal. But
yeah,
there's actually a Taylor Swift type song they may be
Okay,
exploring
I like
as well.
it. That's cool.
Of course, your usual favorites. Justin Smithson will, of course, close us out.
He's been doing the show since he was like 15 years old.
Yep. Gary Johnson, we're working on a time for him to come in.
Love Gary. You see him out at the Turning Stone all the time. Gary is just an incredible performer. Gridley Page.
Yeah,
working
Tim
on them.
From Gridley Page will be in studio.
We're going to have a special appearance by, I don't know.
Angela.
Angela will be here. Angela will be dressed as an elf on
Hillary
the shelf.
Clinton.
Or Hillary. You never know. That kid is unbelievable. It's all sponsored by, in part, the Stanley Theater. Get your Tony Danza tickets coming to the Stanley on April 6th. Great show. And Utica Thing Kitchen and Bar, located in the Big Lots Plaza in North Utica. You know they're open for lunch now and dinner every Tuesday through Sunday with just the most amazing Italian cuisine, sandwiches, and all the lunch stuff every single day. And Tuesdays, 2 for Tuesdays, is back. Catering for your holiday party, nobody does better than It's a Utica Thing Kitchen and Bar, and they deliver. The Keeler Extravaganza, Friday, December 22nd, 6 a.m. until noon, next Friday on WIBX 950, 106.9 FM, and also streamed live in high definition like we are right now on YouTube.
This holiday season, make your spirits bright with Steed Ponte Chevrolet. Cruise through snow-covered roads in style and comfort with these incredible deals. Find new roads in the 2024 Equinox LS all-wheel drive Midnight Edition. Lease for just $379 a month. Looking for power and capability? The 2024 Chevy Silverado Crew Cab LT four-wheel drive can be yours for only $499 a month. Hurry, these offers won't last. Stock numbers 24117 for the Equinox LS and 24182 for the Silverado LT. Taxes, fees, and first payment due on delivery. Must have current lease in household and qualify for top-tier credit with GM Financial. Let Steed Ponte Chevrolet, your family-owned and operated dealership, help you celebrate the season. Visit us before December 31st, 2023. Make this holiday one to remember and see why it's always easy to do business at Steed Ponte Chevrolet. Route 28 in Herkimer or online at SteedPonteChevy.com. Happy holidays and happy driving from your friends at Steed Ponte Chevrolet.
Thousands of stores across the country are pulling brand-name cold and allergy products off the shelves. Why? Because an FDA advisory panel recently determined that a drug they contain, oral phenylephrine, is ineffective as a nasal decongestant. Navage offers a drug-free solution that's fast and highly effective at relieving nasal congestion caused by colds and allergies. Navage uses suction to pull saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out of the other nostril to help suck out allergens, mucus, and germs. Nasal irrigation works, and Navage makes it quick and easy, but more than anything, it helps you breathe better. Don't waste your time or money on products that are ineffective. Trust drug-free Navage for fast relief to help you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. Ask for Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, or find us online at Navage.com. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
Looking for top-notch personal protection? The Smith & Wesson Equalizer is here to level the playing field. Easy to rack slide, easy to control ergonomic grip. It's designed for you. With a 10, 13, and 15-round magazine included, size up for better control or size down for easier concealment. Don't miss out on the opportunity to upgrade your safety. Visit your local dealer now. To learn more about the Equalizer, visit smith-wesson.com. Smith & Wesson, empowering Americans. All capacity sizes may not be available in your jurisdiction. Be sure to check your local laws and regulations.
Immerse yourself in premium nationwide coverage, contract-free plans, and always free activation with Consumer Cellular, now at your local Target. While you're there, check out our newest phone, the Iris Flip. It's all the phone and camera you need, plus it features a user-friendly design, making it the perfect flip phone. From now to December 16th, you can score $10 off when you buy the Consumer Cellular Iris Flip at Target, making it only $39.99. Visit your nearest Target for the full scoop.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to hims.com/radio. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for 95% less. It's the same medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. hims.com/radio.
Most folks don't realize this fact. Our country is only 4 missed meals away from chaos, and those meals can vanish fast. In a national emergency, fragile supply chains break down and will wipe grocery store shelves clean in a matter of hours. Before this happens, there's something you should do today. That's stock up on emergency food storage. My Patriot Supply is the company millions of American families trust for their emergency supplies. You should too. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com and secure their best-selling 3-month emergency food kits. Each kit contains delicious breakfasts, lunches, and dinners, averaging over 2,000 calories per day. My Patriot Supply also sells large solar generators, gravity-powered water filtration systems, off-grid room heaters for when the power goes out, heirloom seeds, and other survival necessities. Order by 3 p.m. and your items ship the same day, fast. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com right now. Those who know what's coming prepare before the chaos starts. MyPatriotSupply.com.
OMG, how did the holidays sneak up on us again? Not to worry, the old Wicker Mill is here to ease the pressure. We put fun back into holiday shopping with our amazing selection of Vera Bradley, Pandora, Swarovski, Brighton, Beekman, Dr. Squatch, Willow Tree. We have a toy department, a women's clothing department, and so much more. We have something for everyone on your list. Plus, we have a great staff that will help you pick out the perfect gift at the right price for all your family and friends. Don't stress yourself out by shopping online. Is it really going to be what you ordered? Will it get here on time? Come to the old Wicker Mill to experience some old-fashioned holiday shopping with the sights and sounds of Christmas. Plus, you'll get instant gratification by taking it home with you. With so many stores closing and fewer places to shop, we've expanded our store to fill the void. Many of our customers say it's not the holidays without a shopping trip to the old Wicker Mill, and we have plenty of parking right out front, and we're conveniently located at the New Hartford Shopping Center.
As a leader in green building projects, Potentia has completed hundreds of large sustainable commercial projects across New York State and is now a clean heat approved contractor for residential electric heat pumps. Save up to 40% off your natural gas or oil heating system monthly bill by upgrading to an electric heat pump. Now's a great time to replace that old furnace and boiler with New York State incentives and tax advantages. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3 with a turnkey electric heat pump with various packages and options available. Potentia can also help design, supply, and install residential and commercial electric vehicle charging systems at your home or business. From permitting and design through the complete installation, they guarantee your satisfaction with all their products and workmanship. Visit Potentia at 4685 Middle Settlement Road, New Hartford. Give them a call at 315-765-6184 or potentiamanagement.com. That's potentiamanagement.com.
You want me to do something here? What do you want me to do?
If you have it.
Oh, I get it. I want to talk about pain, if you don't mind. Neck pain, back pain, shoulder pain, excruciating pain. Pain that will just become, it's debilitating. And it's funny because the rest of us, if you're not in pain and you look at somebody and they're having back pain and, well, you might be able to see it in their face. You're like, well, you know, can't be that bad, right? Oh, Think again. If you've been through it, you know what I'm talking about. In fact, sometimes I think people who've been through the terrible, excruciating pain, we forget about how bad it really was. Imagine having just the worst throbbing toothache, a nerve in your tooth, but that being all over your body and your back and your leg or your shoulders, and not being able to get rid of it, not being able to find a comfortable place to rest or sleep. So now you're sleep deprived. You don't eat. You become depressed. You lose weight. You're not going to work. Or if you are going to work, you're not performing. I mean, the list goes on. These are all things that happen to people with severe pain. In fact, one of the problems, when people have severe pain for a long time, the worst case scenario is they reach a point where they just don't want to go on. So, is there help out there? There is. It's Dr. Hyder and the Omni Surgery Center. I've witnessed it. I've felt this type of pain before. And you make that, that's that pressing feeling that you have that, oh, it's never going to go away. What if it doesn't go away? Well, Dr. Hyder takes a strategy and uses different options. It could be non-invasive, less invasive. It could be a surgical procedure, a less invasive surgical procedure, or it just could be injections in order to get rid of the pain. There's one procedure where they feel that in the back and the spinal region, and I don't know anything about this, so just be careful. This is me talking like a layman, but there are particles back there, bone pieces, tiny little bone pieces that are causing pain. And today they can go in and remove those pieces to remove the pain from your back. There are different things that cause the pain, but knowing that you have a doctor and Dr. Hyder that's willing to figure it out and get rid of the pain is life-changing. Actually gives you a reason to continue. It's a big deal. Call them today, 315-765-8448, where modern technology meets cutting-edge surgery. Listen, everybody's experience is different. I'm describing how I felt when I had that horrible pain and it just wouldn't go away. I couldn't even walk. I know how I felt. And to know that there's a place to go, that's a big deal. Killpain.com. Call 315-765-8448. Dr. Hyder, the Omni Surgery Center, where modern technology meets cutting-edge surgery.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
All right, coming up, we mentioned that Kelly Yako has a local version of the song
Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas by
War
Lemon.
is over.
And it's a great local version. They've done an awesome job. I'm going to play it for you on YouTube. We're going to play it.
The local version.
The local version.
Nice.
And I'm sure we're going to get nailed by YouTube at some point with this, but it is what it is. So we're going to play it in a few minutes, so get ready to check that out right after Hobica's free money question of the day, which we will get to coming up in just a minute or two. Who are we talking to right now? This is Richard Rubino.
Richard Rubino, yes.
Who's this historian and independent political analyst. Richard, good morning. Thanks for coming on. We appreciate it.
Good morning. Thank you so much.
All right. Now, are we going into an era where every year, every time we have the House gets in control, the opposition party gets in control, that we're going to be going through another impeachment?
You know, this country is so bifurcated, Congress is so bifurcated, I think the answer is probably yes.
Yeah.
It used to be that impeachment was just kind of something it used to be that only fringe members would bring this up, and it gets three or four other people that support it. Was never really taken seriously. Now it's become a mainstream way of weaponizing. It's been weaponized. It's a mainstream way that both political parties to try to use as a hammer over their opponent, even if they know that there will not actually, that the chances are de minimis that there's actually going to be impeachment and then it's actually going to be conviction in the Senate. There are still members of the House that I think are using it essentially as a ploy against the other side.
Here's the problem with this one: is there at this point is no evidence. Now, Republicans will say that may be true, but Biden is preventing us from getting the evidence, and the impeachment inquiry will allow us to get that evidence. What do you think?
Yeah, and that's certainly where, and then it's good that you use the word inquiry there, because a lot of people are assuming this is an actual impeachment, and that's the case that they're making. That's part of the reason they got all 213 members of their caucus to vote for it, including the 18 members who represent districts that voted for Joe Biden last time, who are Republicans, because they're saying we're trying to find out the facts. We're going to have an inquiry, and the inquiry theoretically could say that we have no evidence against Joe Biden, so we should not actually have an impeachment. That got them there. That got them to the possibility of doing this inquiry by saying, well, let's try to find the facts. I think if it's an actual impeachment, once it gets to that point, the Judiciary Committee actually votes out articles, then it goes to the House of Representatives. It'll be a very divisive time, and I think that is where some of those 18 members are really going to be in the fight of their lives. They're really between a rock and a hard place, whether they should vote for the impeachment of Joe Biden, somebody who actually carried their district last time, or whether they should say essentially that this is enough, and if there's not nearly enough evidence, now we need to go back to work for the American people, as Bill Clinton said.
It is interesting, and I'd like your take just quickly, and I know you're tight for time, but with Biden, you're talking about a career politician. This guy's been doing this since the late 60s. To think that he would be so stupid that he would begin for his son breaking the rules after all these years, I guess I would say this. Rules can be broken, but you do it some might do it in a way where they could never be caught. And let's just say that Biden was breaking the rules. Don't you think he's a seasoned enough politician to make sure he would never be caught if he was breaking those rules?
Yes, he's as seasoned a politician as you can get, to the point that when he was first elected United States Senate, it was 1972, the same day Richard Nixon was reelected. And he was 29 years old. I mean, you can't get more seasoned of a politician really in the country, except maybe Chuck Grassley from Iowa, than he is. Obviously, the argument, they're not, I think for Republicans, Hunter Biden is more kind of a pawn. It's really Joe Biden that they want to get to. But that's a very good point. If there was something, you would think that it would have been something that one of his opponents would have picked out for another scandal at some point. But obviously they would say that what they could make the argument, some Republicans might say, well, he got corrupt when he became vice president, when his son was on the barista board, that type of a thing. But you do have a certain point. He is very much of a seasoned politician.
And listen, I'm not saying he's done nothing wrong. I'm saying one would think he'd be smart enough, if he was going to do something wrong, that he would do it in a way that it absolutely could not be caught. But hey, listen, criminality is something, isn't it? It's a very interesting.
Some
beast.
would say the laptop was the big thing that brought all this to light, but we'll have to wait and see.
Listen, they're still trying to go after Hillary's computer. So where are you going with that? Again, it's all about the evidence. They've got to have the evidence. But this will be interesting to see where this ends up going. Unprecedented, though, right? What we're dealing with right now, whether it be through what went on with Trump or now with Biden.
Yes, and I really don't see this ending. It's very hard to see a scenario where the next president, say in 2028, or 2024 or 2028, does not go through this. We're in such a partisan time right now, to the point that the districts have been so gerrymandered that most Republicans represent districts that the only way they're ever going to lose is if they're primaried, and most Democrats represent districts the only way they're ever going to lose is they're primaried, and that gives them the incentive to move as far left or as far right, respectively, as they can, and going after somebody who is because in most Republican districts, Joe Biden is extremely unpopular, so to go after him can only get political points, just like when Donald Trump was president, going after him for most of the Democrats who represent liberal-type districts can only be politically beneficial or politically advantageous for them.
Very, very interesting. Great stuff. We appreciate your time, Richard. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me on.
Have a great day. Richard Rubino, historian, independent political analyst. Listen, not picking sides here, just presenting it the way it is. This is and look at the power that this rogue group of Republicans in the House has over the rest of the House. You just saw it with the removal of McCarthy as Speaker of the House. It is, and the same thing could happen with that far left group, the AOC group, on the Democratic side. They just haven't been able to have the same stronghold on the Democratic Party as this group has had on Republicans. It's going to be very interesting to see where it all goes. My guess is we're going to learn an awful lot coming up next year. Let's do Hobica's free money question of the day. It's a chance for you to win. What do we want to do today? What number do you want to go with? $200?
Megan, with 200 is good for me.
Right,
Megan, what caller?
Caller number what?
Caller 5.
For $200. Caller number 5 is what we're looking for. and it is a complete doable question. After that, I have a really cool thing for your holidays. How do you avoid the big fight? And if
it didn't happen during Thanksgiving,
if it didn't happen during Thanksgiving, and you were close, and now you're bringing family together for Christmas. How do you avoid the big fight, and what are the possible things that could cause it? I have them for you coming up, and Kelly Yacco's local version of the John Lennon song "Happy Christmas." The war is over. It's an awesome version. The video is beautiful. And the music is awesome. We're going to play it for you on YouTube. So get on YouTube. We're going to do it in about 5 minutes, and you'll be able to see it and hear it. All of that coming right up here at WIBX. Looking for caller 5 right now with Hobaika and WIBX.
The holidays are the happiest time of the year. That is, unless you or your loved ones are miserable because of colds, sinus infections, or allergies. This holiday season, give the gift of better breathing with Navage. What makes Navage so effective? Well, unlike cold and allergy drugs that might take a long time to help, if they're effective at all, Navage provides fast relief from sinus congestion in 30 seconds flat. Navage doesn't just relieve symptoms, it attacks the cause by sucking out the germs, allergens, and viruses trapped in your nose that are making you feel miserable. Best of all, Navage does it naturally, without drugs. Wash away your cold and congestion problems this holiday season. Add Navage to your gift list so you can breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier all year long. Ask for Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, or find us online at Navage.com. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
What's holding you back from learning the language you've always wanted to know?
Too hard. Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's lessons take just 15 minutes a day.
15 minutes isn't long.
Nope, and they're fun.
Fun isn't hard.
Right. Babbel's interactive lessons, podcasts, games, and more make it fun and engaging, so you don't realize you're learning a language, but you are. And Babbel's lessons are built around real life. You can choose from topics like travel, business, relationships, and more. You'll learn what matters most to you. Plus, Babbel's lessons are designed to get you speaking right away. In 3 weeks, you're able to start having conversations.
Just 3 weeks? Even better.
Since Babbel's lessons are designed by language experts and voiced by real native speakers, you'll get the accents just right and be able to carry on conversations with confidence.
Learning a language with Babbel doesn't take long. And with Babbel, it isn't hard. It's perfect.
Start learning a new language today. Go to Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
This holiday season, make your spirits bright with Steed Ponte Chevrolet. Cruise through snow-covered roads in style and comfort with these incredible deals. Find new roads in the 2024 Equinox LS all-wheel drive Midnight Edition. Lease for just $379 a month. Looking for power and capability? The 2024 Chevy Silverado Crew Cab LT four-wheel drive can be yours for only $499 a month. Hurry, these offers won't last. Stock numbers 24117 for the Equinox LS and 24182 for the Silverado LT. Taxes, fees, and first payment due on delivery. Must have current lease in household and qualify for top-tier credit with GM Financial. Let Steed Ponte Chevrolet, your family-owned and operated dealership, help you celebrate the season. Visit us before December 31st, 2023. Make this holiday one to remember and see why it's always easy to do business at Steed Ponte Chevrolet. Route 28 in Herkimer or online at SteedPonteChevy.com. Happy holidays and happy driving from your friends at Steed Ponte Chevrolet.
As a leader in green building projects, Potentia has completed hundreds of large sustainable commercial projects across New York State and is now a clean heat approved contractor for residential electric heat pumps. Save up to 40% off your natural gas or oil heating system monthly bill by upgrading to an electric heat pump. Now's a great time to replace that old furnace and boiler with New York State incentives and tax advantages. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3 with a turnkey electric heat pump with various packages and options available. Potentia can also help design, supply, and install residential and commercial electric vehicle charging systems at your home or business. From permitting and design through the complete installation, they guarantee your satisfaction with all their products and workmanship. Visit Potentia at 4685 Middle Settlement Road, New Hartford. Give them a call at 315-765-6184 or potentiamanagement.com. That's potentiamanagement.com.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
All right, it's time for Hobica's free money question of the day. Joseph Hobica and Andrew Hobica, 315-724-1600 for all of your legal needs. Reach out today. Coming up in a few minutes on YouTube, just search Keeler live stream. Coming up in a few minutes, we're going to play the video and audio of that music video done to the John Lennon song Happy Christmas. We'll do it coming up. Bob is in Deerfield, ready to take advantage of Hobica's money this morning. It's a $200 jackpot here this morning. Hi, Bob. Good morning.
Hi, Bill.
You ready to
How
go?
are you?
Good. How you doing?
Pretty good.
Okay, Bob, here we go. And this is for all the marbles. Well, it's for $200. All right, here we go. Here's your question. I'm going to give you leeway within 3 years. What year was Delta Airlines founded? Ready? Go.
Delta Airlines.
Within 3 years.
I'd say 1952.
52. Yeah.
Just after the...
I was really surprised by this. It was on Jeopardy last night. Turns out the oldest airline currently running right now, the oldest airline is... Anybody? Megan, you know the oldest airline in America is currently operating?
I'll let you do the grand reveal, Bill.
It is Delta.
Yeah?
Delta. The oldest airline in the world is KLM.
In the world.
I had no idea of that either. I didn't know. A lot of things I don't know, Megan.
Founded in 1929. It was something that my grandma used to say, I'm older than Delta.
Well, Delta's 1925 is what it was, 1925.
Oh, she got her history wrong, so they were the same age.
Yeah. Is that what she used to say? I'm older than Delta?
Yes.
That's so funny. Delta Airlines is the oldest American airlines, 1925.
Wow.
And, all right, that was a Jeopardy question last night. That was pretty good. Okay, here is, we're going to give you the Utica All-in-One Food and Fun card. It's a gift card. Good at, whether it's the restaurants associated with the Comets, Mohawk Valley Garden, Babes, 72 Tavern and Grill, Taylor and the Cook, Cookies, Q and Creamery, the concession stands at the Odd or the Adirondack Bank Center, the Nexus Center as well, or the gift shop. And it's a $25 gift card. You can buy them for giving away for the holiday, for gifts. Buy $20, get $5 free. Pretty cool. Bob, we're going to mail that to you, so Megan's going to get your information, and we'll mail it right over. Happy holidays.
Bill, thanks a lot.
Thanks, Bob. Thank you. So we would have accepted any answer from 1922 to 1928, Andrew.
Yes.
All
I'm really excited because there's a lot of great names, some of who will be
Are we talking about this
featured.
video?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to try to cue it up here. So while you're doing your talking, go ahead.
Some will
Explain
be
what
featured.
this is.
Yeah, so Kelly Yako is a local drummer. He's big in the local music scene. There's a lot of people that are featured in this video. It's a collaboration.
Is it Billy Joel's drummer?
Oh, okay.
One of them plays in this too, I think.
So we've got Max Sheldon, you will recognize in the video. He's a regular in our Christmas show. Kelly Yako, Ryan Quinn, who will also be performing at our Christmas show. Ben Kidwell is a young piano player.
That kid's awesome.
Nathan Alexander is a young Utica individual who will
awesome.
be playing as well on the drums. So you'll see a lot of people that you recognize.
On the keyboard.
Well, Ben's on the keyboard, and then there's a drummer too.
Okay.
A young drummer. There's a couple different people playing drums here.
Fair enough. Okay, you ready for it?
I'm ready.
I think it's worth playing.
New one just begun, and so this is Christmas. I hope you had fun, the near and the dear ones, the old and the young. A very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Let's hope it's a good one. just begun. And so happy Christmas for black and for white, for yellow and red ones. Let's stop all the fight. A very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Let's hope it's a good one without any fear. So this is Christmas. What have we done? Another year over. A new one just begun. And so happy Christmas. We hope you have fun. The near and the dear ones. The old and the young. A very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Let's hope it's a good one without any fear.
Hey, is anybody in there? Is anybody in there?
All right, that was really cool. Boom. That was awesome.
What a great collaboration. A lot of great people there, local artists. Of course, forgot to mention Mark Bolos at the top of that. He's in there as well, performing. Good quality video and amazing sound.
So I want to give some of the names. Liberty DeVito is the Billy Joel drummer. But some of the names in here, do you see them all? Where are they? There are just so many people. Okay, here are the artists who are performing. Tony Torres is in there too. Tony was on the guitar. Is a awesome musician, great guitarist. Has an album out. Ryan Quinn, if you saw in there. Matt Granger. Hans Storsberg, Mark Bolos, Mike Santalucia, Max Sheldon, Kelly Preston, and then they all got together and they were part of the choir. Nathan Alexander was on piano. That kid is so good. And there's another young kid in there, too. Matthew Kolick, Scott Henderson, Alexis Reynolds, and as we mentioned, Liberty DeVito. Really well done. Well done and wonderful to listen to.
And a great song.
And
overall.
a great song. One of my favorite Christmas songs of all time. Okay, I wanted to. So there you are. You're doing your Christmas thing. Maybe you're having dinner. You have everybody over. Family has come home. And what is it that could prevent the fight? And how do you how do you not get into the big fight?
Sometimes it's difficult. You just don't say anything at all.
4 ways fights will start at your Christmas holiday. So, Megan, let's learn a little bit about you. Davey's out today. Megan is answering the phones. So your family dynamics. You're from Connecticut.
Yes.
Right?
Thank you for pronouncing all the T's.
Well, that's how I learned how to spell it early on in elementary school. So, are you an only child? Do you have siblings? Or what's your situation?
I have one older sister.
Okay. And are there ever any big fights, like political arguments or any of that stuff?
Oh, absolutely not. Because you know what? Does your mom have the stare, the look?
Yeah.
You better cut it out. Look.
Yeah.
I know when my mother's mad.
So
maybe you're right. Maybe that's it. I can tell.
Sometimes it's not a look.
And usually it's what my mother says. My father, I can tell because I think we're probably a lot alike. So, my wife, usually I can tell because I'm on the ground because of the kick. Right?
She doesn't hesitate.
No, I can tell with my wife too. There is that look. It is that look. So you have that.
My mom has that. She wields that table with an iron fist. No politics, no controversial opinions. We are going to have a lovely dinner because she worked very hard to cook all those pierogies.
Yeah, you don't want to. All right, and you're Polish.
Yes.
So pierogi.
Or padogi.
Whatever.
However it's pronounced, they're delicious.
I love them. And do you do any special kinds for Christmas?
Yes, we have a all cheese, farmer cheese or pot cheese. We have a cheese and potato as well as cabbage.
Nice. Is there a meat that you serve specifically for Christmas?
For Christmas Eve, we don't eat meat. For Christmas Day, we tend to go for like a prime rib or a ham, depending on whatever is cheaper in the grocery store.
So here are
relative terms.
Here are the ways that you can avoid. I guess by recognizing, but here are 4 things that start fights. They did a survey. This comes from National Public Radio. Christmas is the time for celebration, showing appreciation for friends and family. Gift giving, the occasional argument that breaks out because someone gets drunk and forgets to respect other person's boundaries. A lot of times it can be, Andrew, the alcohol. You don't worry about that anymore.
No, I do not.
People might not know this, but Andrew stopped drinking.
Stopped drinking almost 2 years ago.
Yeah.
It'll be January 3rd is the anniversary.
Here are some tips on how to avoid the raging inferno. When you're when are you getting married? That seems to be one that can lead to a fight, according to their
or
survey.
when are you having children?
There's never going to be a single person that might be unapologetically so, or perhaps a little touchy on the subject. Usually an aunt or a mom who thinks they can, figure things out for them, and they know more about their lives than they do. You could always go out of your way to avoid this person. That is a way to get through it. But that question, when are you getting married, is a problem. Number 2, controversial topics. That's what Megan was just talking about. These controversial topics, whether it be, the big one, I think in the last 5 or 6 years, has been Trump.
Yeah.
Right?
Or is Die Hard a Christmas movie or not? I mean,
that one will get everybody fighting.
Get everybody fired up.
Put downs. There's always one relative that must let everyone know how successful they are. Chances are you already received the letter from them that comes along with the Christmas card, right? Explaining about all the wonderful things that have happened in their lives. So-and-so did this.
The braggadocious type.
This one got their doctorate, my other kid, and, it's like... Yeah, I mean, do you really care about what... I do wonder, do we all really care about what others...
I think in some cases.
Okay.
But I think the big thing...
I don't at all. I don't care.
You also may have the family member, Johnny got fired and, Susie went to prison and...
That is... I enjoy that because that makes me feel better about me.
Right, yeah, so...
Yeah. So put-downs are to be careful of. And then the 4th thing, according to NPR, is regret for even going to the party. Sometimes a person will get to a holiday event and instantly regret it, and they become ornery. And their answers are not what everybody wants, and it can lead to an argument. You would be better off not going.
Really?
Is what they say. And I disagree. I mean, you got it. At least for us, Christmas is a huge holiday for us. So
you got to go.
It's something where you want everybody home and it is harder today, right? There are a lot of divorces in the world.
Is your son coming
and a lot
home?
of split up. So what happens? It's hard. So we have that. We have divorce in my family, immediate. So my kids have got to go to. So not only So once they get a partner, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now you're splitting it up between hers and your family.
Mm-hmm.
And then when your family is split,
right?
You have, now it's your mom and your dad. And then when hers is split, it can get even more complicated. It's her mom and her dad.
Yeah.
So it can be really, really complicated. But you get through it, and it's all coming up.
Yeah, we've been planning the schedule for
You got it, right? You got to do
for a
it.
while.
Tony in Herkimer. Hello, Tony. Good morning.
Oh, good morning. I didn't even know I was on the air.
You're not only on the air, but you're on the air. Yeah. So what's going on? Good morning.
Good morning. Just wanted to say hi to everybody. See how everybody was doing. Getting ready for the holidays.
What do you do? So what do you do for the holidays? Do you have okay?
I'm pretty much just a single guy, just doing his single thing.
Doing on so you hang on your own.
Pretty much, yeah. Get some food from the church across the street from me.
Okay, all right.
Like that.
And so you're in the village of Herkimer. Which church do you go to?
It's the First United Methodist Church.
Okay, got it.
On
All right.
Prospect Street.
And you're asking for, I'm told you're asking for more Christmas music on IBX.
Yes, like Ding Fries Are Done, the Peter Griffin song.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
That's a great one.
We'll try to pull
What
that
do you
for
say? Andrew hated that one?
No, it's a good one. That's
I got to
definitely a
say,
good one.
aren't we doing...
The silly ones, 12 Peens of Christmas.
Yeah, Bob Rivers. Bob Rivers has some great stuff. We'll play all of those. We'll get all of those in next week on the Christmas show. And then the other thing is after 12 noon, after we go off, are we doing the Mannheim steamroll thing?
I think that's a Megan question.
I believe we are, right?
Yes, we are.
We've been doing that for years. So yeah.
Some TSO.
All right, good stuff, Tony. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and all of that. Thanks, man.
Yep, no problem.
You have a great day. And our Christmas special is next Friday, 6 a.m. until 12 noon. Got a break. Coming up next hour, County Executive Anthony Pisani. Also, I want to get into this landline thing, community phone they've been talking about. How do they do it? Is it something we should think about getting in our home and yours as well? Let's talk about it coming up at WIBX.
Are you or a loved one dealing with physical issues? Are you about to have a corrective surgery? Be prepared and take the stress out of recovery. Visit Home and Hospital Medical Supply in the new Hartford Shopping Center. From mobility aids to home safety equipment, they carry it all. Whether it's a heating pad for back relief or a knee brace for that sports injury, they now even have light therapy equipment to fight seasonal depression. Home and Hospital Medical Supply. Care with convenience. Online at hnhmedicalny.com.
Why get an updated COVID vaccine? If you're 65 or older, a COVID vaccine can keep you out of the hospital. And if you have heart disease, a COVID vaccine can help you stay healthy. With COPD or other lung diseases, getting a COVID vaccine can keep you off a ventilator. Anyone can get severely ill from COVID. But some people are more at risk. Know your risk and make sure you're up to date on your COVID vaccine. A message from the New York State Health Department.
Justin and Amy from Herkimer heard Mattress Express's commercial for the smart bed by Instant Comfort for months. They kept meaning to come in. Now it was the holidays. They didn't know what to get each other, and they heard the commercial that you get a $1,000 prepaid Visa card or a $2,000 massage chair, so they stopped into our store in New Hartford on Commercial Drive next to Pet Supplies Plus. They tried a lot of beds, but they picked the Q9 King Flex Head smart bed. Justin liked his side soft. He was an 18. We elevated his head and feet, put the massage on low. He said it was perfect. It was like being in a recliner. Amy liked her side much firmer. Her number was a 38. We elevated the head a little higher, the feet a little lower. She liked the massage on high. They said it was like each having their own bed. They didn't give us a nickel. They qualified and signed up for the 5 years, no interest, no money down. They thought they would take the prepaid $1,000 card, but after trying the massage chair, that was the winner. Stop in today. Get your location at mattressexpressny.com.
Okay, 8 o'clock, WIBX, Utica, Rome.
He'll likely urge the U.S. to get Israel to stop the war. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. The Palestinian president, Mahmoud Abbas, will meet today with National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan, who was just in Israel for talks as the war keeps raging in Gaza. Sullivan is pressing them to do more to protect civilians while targeting Hamas.
Israel has the intent to make sure that it is
drawing those distinctions clearly and in a sustainable way, and we want to see the results match up to that.
3 more hostages taken by Hamas in the October terror attack are confirmed dead. Sullivan says it makes it even harder on hostage relatives.
Their family members who are waiting hour by hour, day by day, to learn the fate of their loved ones, to know when they're going to come home, when they'll be able to embrace them again.
Iran-backed militants keep targeting cargo ships in the Middle East. Their missiles have missed some this week, but they hit 2 today.
A ballistic missile launched out of an area controlled by the Iranian-backed Houthi rebels in Yemen hit a Swiss-owned container ship with Liberian flags in the Bab el-Mandeb Strait, which links the Red Sea to the Gulf of Aden.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. Another ship also hit by a projectile. There were reports of fires on both. There's a Hamas-linked terror plot busted up in Germany, where prosecutors say 3 men were preparing to attack Jewish institutions with weapons. Hamas were going to leave for them underground. Unrelated to that, 2 people are in custody in Denmark on suspicion of plotting a terror attack. In Ohio, a teenager is accused of planning to attack a synagogue.
An unnamed 13-year-old boy is charged with inducing panic and disorderly conduct. The teen is accused of posting a detailed plan to complete a mass shooting at Temple Israel in Canton and then planning to stream the act on the platform Discord.
Fox's Tom Graham. A royal victory in court in Britain. A justice in the High Court ruled in Prince Harry's favor in a lawsuit against the publisher of the Daily Mirror newspaper, ruling the prince was victimized by phone hacking, widespread and habitual, awarding Harry $180,000. America's listening to Fox News.
Brace yourself for the ultimate holiday deal with Consumer Cellular. Snag an incredible 50% off the Iris Flip when you buy before December 17th, making it only $34.50. The Iris Flip is all the phone and camera you need with a user-friendly design, the perfect flip phone companion. Plus, you'll get nationwide coverage and always free activation. Score 50% off when you use promo code RADIO50. Head over to consumercellular.com and use promo code RADIO50 during checkout to score this deal.
Testosterone levels are at an all-time low. Individual T levels decline 1% every year. Chalk, CHOQ, is the new champion of natural testosterone boosters. Chalk's main ingredient is clinically studied to naturally boost testosterone 20% in 90 days. Supercharge your masculinity and boost your daily energy with Chalk's Male Vitality Stack. For a limited time, our listeners will get 30% off at CHOQ.com with promo code USA. CHOQ.com, code USA.
Good morning, WIBX 950 News Time 8:03. I'm Andrew Derminio. Right now, sunny skies, still a bit cool. 32 degrees. It's going to warm up near 50. Your full weather forecast is coming up.
I'm going to tell you, I hit some black ice this morning.
Oh, did you?
And it was a little bit on the scary side. So
I got those snow tires all studded up.
Still, even snow tires. Well,
Yeah,
you have
that's
studded snow tires. Even that, boy, that black ice can be dangerous. So be careful out there.
Yeah, I don't take any chances. Not with the winter. It's a mad dash to save cash. My Carl's sponsoring this news update. It's the My Carl's Holiday Super Sale. Glam vanities with mirrors, dining sets, rocker recliners, and more. Keep more jingle in your pocket at My Carl's New Hartford Shopping Center. Rome Police from the Oneida County Sheriff's Office responded to an urgent scene this week after an angry customer called in a bomb threat. According to authorities, a disgruntled woman called the marshals in Rome on December 11th around 6 in the evening. During that phone call, the woman allegedly complained about the service before drastically escalating things to the point where people were forced to flee the store. Police say the woman told employees on the other line she would blow up the store and allegedly alluded the bomb was already somewhere on premises. Marshals evacuated all customers from the grounds and called police. Officers from Rome Police and the Oneida County Sheriff's K-9 unit responded, conducted a sweep, and found nothing explosive was on the property. Police are currently investigating the bizarre yet terrifying incident. At this time, there have been no arrests stemming from that incident. New York State's highest court has ruled in an eminent domain case involving the former O'Brien Plumbing Building at 411 Columbia Street. And Oneida County has won. Bowers Development owned the property. The appellate division ruled prior that Oneida County's IDA, or Industrial Development Agency, did not have standing to take the property. The IDA appealed, and the New York State Court of Appeals yesterday ruled in their favor, reversing the appellate decision. Oneida County Executive Anthony Pacini says the county was right from the start. Bowers Development says with yesterday's decision, the New York State Court of Appeals ignored the Constitution. The taking of private property from one developer to give to another private developer with a questionable public purpose is on American. We'll speak to Oneida County Executive Anthony Pacenti coming up on First News with Keeler. 3 Central New York organizations will be sharing a portion of $20 million in state funding to help them curb the problem of gun violence. Syracuse Community Connections and SUNY Upstate Medical Center will get a combined total of more than $1.2 million. Integrated Community Alternatives Network, or ICANN, in Utica will receive $785,000. Governor Hochul says public safety is her top priority, and her office is focused on reducing gun violence. And if you need a little extra spending money this holiday season, why not play the lotto? People will be lining up the next couple days to take their shot at winning a more than $500 million prize. The Powerball jackpot is now at $535 million, since no one has correctly picked the winning numbers since October. However, the odds of getting the grand prize are more than 1 in 292 million. The cost to buy a ticket is $2, and the drawing will be streamed live at Powerball.com. WIBX 950 News Time, 8:06. Your weather forecast is according to Eyewitness News Chief Meteorologist Craig Flint, brought to you by City Suburban.
I'm Eyewitness News Chief Meteorologist Craig Flint in the WIBX Weather Center. Today, this Friday, pick of the week. Plenty of bright sunshine, breezy, milder air, a high of 48. Tonight, clear to partly cloudy at times, a low near 35. And on Saturday, mostly cloudy, cooler, but still mild for mid-December, a high near 45. For more on your local forecast, tune to Eyewitness News at 6 on WUTR. I'm meteorologist Craig Flint on WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM.
32 degrees under mostly clear skies. It is sunny. We'll be up near 50, as Craig just said. Right now, 32 degrees. As I said, it is 8:07. Sports brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica Commercial Drive in Yorkville. What a Thursday night football blowout it was. You heard it right here on WIBX. Raiders kicking off Week 15 with a 63-21 demo of the Chargers on Thursday Night Football from Vegas. The score at halftime, 42-0 in favor of the Raiders. A former Jaguars employee is facing a serious penalty after pleading guilty in federal court Thursday to stealing more than $22 million from the NFL. The franchise, it was over a 4-year period that he was stealing from. Former Jags financial employee Amit Patel is facing a maximum of 30 years in prison and up to a $500,000 fine. The Saints will be looking to stay atop the NFC South when they host the Giants in Week 15 at the Superdome. The Giants are hoping to stay red hot behind third-string quarterback Tommy Cutlets DeVito. The 25-year-old undrafted rookie has led the G-Men to 3 consecutive victories. Meanwhile, AFC East Division rivals clash in Miami Sunday as the Dolphins battle the Jets at Hard Rock Stadium. The Jets are coming off a blowout victory of the Houston Texans in Week 14. Zach Wilson threw for over 300 yards and 2 touchdowns in that game. And the Buffalo Bills will look to keep their playoff hopes alive, hosting the Dallas Cowboys at Highmark Stadium. That should be a phenomenal one. And there are early reports from Syracuse.com that Kyle McCord, who was the Ohio State quarterback this year, led them to an 11-1 record, 3,000-plus passing yards, will be visiting Syracuse to meet with Coach Brown this weekend.
The new coaching has brought in some new opportunities.
Some new recruits
for Syracuse
through that transfer portal.
Also, tomorrow, Syracuse basketball plays. That game is...
It's going to be 1 o'clock on Sunday.
That's Sunday. I'm sorry, on Sunday. And that'll be an interesting... It's Oregon they're playing?
Oregon in Sioux Falls.
Okay. And tonight and tomorrow night, the Comets are home. Utica Comets at the Adirondack Bank Center this weekend. So get ready for all of that. I have Donna on the line here right now. Donna, good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Merry Christmas.
To you as well.
Good. What's going on?
Oh, well, I want to spread some cheer.
Okay.
This world needs some happiness.
Yeah, it does seem like it's a little, this is a
dreary.
tough year. So how do you spread cheer? How do you want to spread cheer?
Well, I would like you guys to play my song, Celebrate the Season. It's, my kids actually were my backup singers for that when they were 4 and 8 years old, and now they're in their late 20s.
So it's an older song?
It's a what?
It's an older song? It's been around?
It is. It's been around like me. I'm old.
I guess I don't know this.
I thought this was a new release,
So
Donna.
this is a local Christmas song, you're saying?
It is. It's
Okay.
original. I wrote it for my clown show, Smiley the Clown and Friends.
Oh.
And Gary Panay in Syracuse put the music to it for me. He played the piano. I wanted a kid's kind of sound that when you hear it, you'll hear the piano. It sounds like maybe a kid might be playing it, that kind of sound.
Okay.
Nice.
Very. You guys have heard it, right? You like it?
Yeah, I have
heard it.
Yeah.
I haven't heard it.
I've heard it, yeah.
You've heard it?
Yeah. It's very well done.
Well, listen, Bill, you are going to love it.
I don't think we have
It's
it.
got everything.
I don't think we have it.
I sent it to you.
Andrew's
You
got
did?
it.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew's got it.
You sent it to me?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure?
I did.
When?
It's in your email.
When did you send it?
Mere minutes
Bill,
ago.
you're killing me.
I got to search Donna, I get hundreds and hundreds of emails.
Well, wait a minute. But I know Karen sent it over to you, and she's the big boss.
Who's that?
Karen, your boss.
Oh.
She sent it over to you last week.
Again, I get hundreds of emails.
They did play it on
and
Late 98.7, didn't they?
They did.
Our sister station?
They did on the best morning show. And but the only problem is
Is that the
I'm
title
not
of the show, or is that
named,
is that your creative conclusion?
What?
That it's the best morning show.
That's what they call it.
Oh, that's what it's
that's what
entitled.
they call it.
Okay. Because we have a title for ours over here. It's called The Worst Morning Show.
The moderately good.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean,
morning show.
If I don't have anything else to do, or if it's on the car radio, and I'm too cold to reach over there and change the dial, yeah, I'll listen to it.
I like that. The morning show.
Okay, I see Andrew's email here. Let's see. What if we do, I'm going to tell you something. I think it was Stan Joseph, Mark Fuller, one of those guys. When I was growing up as a kid in the Valley, one of the Valley radio stations was WALY, 1420 on your radio dial. And they used to do a thing where they would take a song and people would call in and rate it, kind of like Dick Clark would do.
Hey, you read my mind.
Why don't we do that?
Let's do it.
I'll play the song, and then people can call in and rate it.
I would love that.
You're good with that? All right, people.
I would love that.
Get ready to listen. I
So-
now have it here. This is the one that doesn't have a title on it.
Right.
Okay.
It's called Celebrate the Season by
Okay.
Donna Ray and Kit.
And so if you're listening right now, get ready to call in. You can start immediately. Are you good with this, Megan? They're going to be calling in.
I got my coffee. I'm
They're
ready
going to
go.
be starting immediately. Well, you can start calling immediately when you listen to it. And I'm hearing it for the first time as well. Although you say I've heard it before, I do not think so, Donna, but maybe I have.
No,
okay.
I don't know if you've heard it, but
Okay. Andrew has.
I heard it.
Andrew, do you want to rate it before I go?
I approve. Yes.
You do approve.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. This is, what do you go by, Donna Ray?
And Kids.
and kids.
Donna Ray and Kids. This
Celebrate
is
the season.
her song called Celebrate the Season. The question
Merry
is,
Christmas, everybody.
should we add it to our regular, do you want to stay on as people call in, or do you want to?
Yeah.
Okay, you can
that's
stay.
fine.
All right, here we're going to play. This is it. Should we add it to our rotation? Donna Ray and Kids.
It's a perfect time for letting go, to feel like a child again. A long brisk walk through the glistening snow, and snowflakes that angels send. But the nicest part is being with you, sharing true love that never ends. La 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 la, sing the song with me. Send the
Well, I think I'm going to vote no. And I'm voting no because it's a younger kid. Well, I'm voting no personally. It's just me.
I think it's wonderful.
Andrew's voting yes.
I'm a yes vote.
Yeah, I got a yes here. I'll play more. 315-736-0186. What do you think?
There's a hustle and bustle filled with good cheer, and a cherry-nosed man with a bell.
Come on, that sound effects.
Yeah, that's the melody.
I can tell. Ooh, the best time for me is when family's near.
All right, I'm going to throw you on hold, Donna, because I'm going to take some calls here. Hi, good morning. Should we play it, or Tam, is that you? What do you think?
Are you kidding playing this song after the Yakko Kids song? Please, you're killing me.
Okay,
it's terrible.
so no, you're saying no.
I'm going with a big no.
Okay, a big no. All right, thank you. She's kind of with me. Hi, how are you voting on this, Andy?
I like it. I give it thumbs up.
Okay, you're giving it a thumbs up.
Yeah, because you got to think about it. There's the content of the song too. Family, friends, holiday spirit. That's really what it's all about.
Jumping off the porch. That's got a little more. All right, I'll keep taking these votes.
We're split, 2-2.
I'm going to keep taking. Well, they're coming in now. I'm going to take these votes, Donna, and we'll let you know what happens. All right, you're currently 2-2 right now.
Okay.
All right, thank you. We'll talk soon. It's my favorite part of the song, the la 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 part.
It's very catchy, too.
Should we add it? Should we not? 315-736-0186. I will break and we'll come back and give you the results. Coming up next to WIBX.
Always wanted to try a purple mattress at Mattress Express? On any Rejuvenate King or Queen set, get a 75-inch flat screen TV, 10 different purple mattresses on display. No one else in New York State has all the brands under one roof that Mattress Express has.
OMG, how did the holidays sneak up on us again? Not to worry, the old Wicker Mill is here to ease the pressure. We put fun back into holiday shopping. With our amazing selection of Vera Bradley, Pandora, Swarovski, Brighton, Beekman, Dr. Squatch, Willow Tree, we have a toy department, a women's clothing department, and so much more. We have something for everyone on your list. Plus, we have a great staff that will help you pick out the perfect gift at the right price for all your family and friends. Don't stress yourself out by shopping online. Is it really going to be what you ordered? Will it get here on time? Come to the old Wicker Mill to experience some old-fashioned holiday shopping with the sights and sounds of Christmas. Plus, you'll get instant gratification by taking it home with you. With so many stores closing and fewer places to shop, we've expanded our store to fill the void. Many of our customers say it's not the holidays without a shopping trip to the old Wicker Mill, and we have plenty of parking right out front, and we're conveniently located at the New Hartford Shopping Center.
Hi, this is Rob Hilton of Hilton Estate and Elder Law with important information for families that have disabled children to protect the child and to ensure your future wishes are met. So if you have a disabled child, you need to provide them with what's called a special needs trust. This trust allows them to receive an inheritance from you, but also allows them to keep any governmental benefits that they are receiving. It is critically important that if they have an inheritance coming, that they not lose their benefits. Unmarried couples should be aware of important steps they need to take with their estate planning. If a partner dies and does not leave a will, the surviving partner will not likely receive any of the assets from the deceased partner. This can create a lot of problems in the future and must be resolved utilizing a will or a trust. To find out more about strategies to protect your loved ones through proper estate planning, contact us at Hilton Estate and Elder Law. Call for more information and to schedule an in-person meeting to answer your questions.
Hilton, you know the name, they know the law. Hilton Estate and Elder Law.
Mohawk Valley FCU is giving you even more reasons to become a member and save money with their early fuel loan program. If you use alternative heating such as propane, heating fuel, pellets, or wood, you can receive up to $2,000 subject to credit approval for 12 months. Stock up now for the upcoming heating season and save with Mohawk Valley FCU. Just one of the many benefits Mohawk Valley FCU has to offer. Visit MohawkValleyFCU.org for more info. Mohawk Valley FCU, member focused, member driven, federally insured by NCUSIF.
Are you or a loved one dealing with physical issues? Are you about to have a corrective surgery? Be prepared and take the stress out of recovery. Visit Home and Hospital Medical Supply in the new Hartford Shopping Center. From mobility aids to home safety equipment, they carry it all. Whether it's a heating pad for back relief or a knee brace for that sports injury, they now even have light therapy equipment to fight seasonal depression. Home and Hospital Medical Supply. Care with convenience. Online at HandHMedicalNY.com.
Keeler, I know you're in there.
Tim, what are you doing?
Your wife says you're procrastinating and overdue for your cancer screening.
I am doing it, I promise you.
You'd think after you had cancer the first time you'd be smarter than this.
I'm actually prepping for my colonoscopy right now as we speak, and I have to go.
You're not getting rid of me that easily.
I really have to go. Badly.
This holiday, make the pledge to get tested for cancer. Early detection could save your life.
We need more toilet paper.
Real men get tested for cancer.
Why get an updated COVID vaccine? If you're 65 or older, a COVID vaccine can keep you out of the hospital. And if you have heart disease, a COVID vaccine can help you stay healthy. With COPD or other lung diseases, getting a COVID vaccine can keep you off a ventilator. Anyone can get severely ill from COVID. But some people are more at risk. Know your risk and make sure you're up to date on your COVID vaccine. A message from the New York State Health Department.
Flu season could be a doozy, but Kinney Drugs is all stocked up with this year's vaccines. Protect yourself and your family from the flu monster. Ages 2 and up in New York, 3 and up in Vermont. Schedule your annual flu shot at KinneyDrugs.com.
As a leader in green building projects, Potentia has completed hundreds of large sustainable commercial projects across New York State and is now a clean heat approved contractor for residential electric heat pumps. Save up to 40% off your natural gas or oil heating system monthly bill by upgrading to an electric heat pump. Now's a great time to replace that old furnace and boiler with New York State incentives and tax advantages. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3 with a turnkey electric heat pump with various packages and options available. Potentia can also help design, supply, and install residential and commercial electric vehicle charging systems at your home or business. From permitting and design through the complete installation, they guarantee your satisfaction with all their products and workmanship. Visit Potentia at 4685 Middle Settlement Road, New Hartford. Give them a call at 315-765-6184 or potentiamanagement.com. That's potentiamanagement.com.
The Community Foundation of Herkimer and Oneida Counties is your community foundation. Together, we've invested $125 million in the community, thanks to people, families, and businesses that want to give back and build a brighter future. And you don't have to have big bucks to make a big difference. Join us as we invest in the future of our community. Learn more about your community foundation at foundationhoc.org.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
All righty now. Donna, we've been taking votes. Let's see. You have a comment from Steve.
Yes, I'm pretty sure this... Oh, God, this is... I don't know I can read this, but I've got to read it. It's a comment. I'm pretty sure the CIA used that song against Al-Qaeda detainees in Gitmo.
Mike, that song could be the B-side of Yako's 45. Not. Okay. Let's see. Here is Casey. What do you say?
This is Casey Kasem. Donna, this song is terrible.
Oh, my God. All right, let me go in to get the real votes. We're just busting your chops, Donna. Happy holidays to you and your kids. Okay, what do you come up with, Megan, in there? What's your... Now, people are voting. Should we add it into regular rotation?
Well, the phones have lit up, and yeses have won. But I would love to read off some interesting comments from the no section.
So yes is the majority.
Yes was the majority.
There you go, Donna.
What is wrong with these people?
So Steve said no, get the gong out. Joe said no way, no how, she sounds like a call girl. But also we had one girl who said Gus, and it says add the song baby. So the people who voted yes were Bob, Gus, Eileen, Joe, Mike, Betty, Jody, and Christine.
Of course, all these people are tone deaf, right? Yeah.
God. We've got a couple comments on the app.
By the way, as the host of the show, I get 20 extra votes.
Okay.
And I'll be serving each one of those no's up on all 20 of them.
I'm so sorry, Sue from Utica. You've been popping up as Sir, S-U-R from Utica, but it's Sue from Utica. She says, I vote no unless we are giving everyone a trophy day.
Okay, that's right. Yes, this is the T-ball show.
Yeah, right. I got a few other app comments on it, if it'll freaking load today.
I haven't even looked at YouTube to see what's being said there.
Mark and Herkimer, no go on that song. Too much sadness in the world for a bubblegum song.
It is bubblegummy, yeah.
I'd
say.
I have a few other comments that are unrelated to the song we can get to later on if you want.
We'll do those later on YouTube. What do I have? Let's see. That Christmas song sounds like...
Taste the Biscuit song?
Taste the Biscuit.
I'm not familiar
I don't know that. This is almost as bad as Scott from Kirkville. That's terrible. Bill, where do you stream the Buffalo storm you talked about? Where's it streamed? I believe that's on Spectrum, on the Buffalo storm. Somebody's asking about. All right, so enough of these. But yeah, there you go. My answer is: do we add it to rotation? Maybe we'll play it on the Christmas show.
We should. I mean, the votes say yay.
I hear it's better if you play it backwards. We'll have to see. Well, there you go, Donna. There you go. There's a commercial that airs on WIBX, and I'm hearing it often, and it's for Community Phone.
Yes, that's what it's called.
It's a new, I believe a new company. I don't know. And they say, don't you miss the days of the old landline?
Sometimes we
do.
do.
I'm going to tell you, I do. Sometimes we do because we'll get phone calls that are crappy sounding. Yeah, bad coverage, and they're awful. You can't even understand the people. But one thing that's nice about the old landlines is if the power went out, your phone still worked. And the clarity of that call was very, very clear. And you always could depend on it. So from what I understood, they've basically taken out the old copper lines that we used to have for our phone service. How do these guys do this? This guy, Ian Jones, is the vice president of sales for Community Phone, and he is on the line right now. I'm curious to find out about this. It's not often a commercial comes on and we call the business up and say, give us more information, but we're doing it right now.
And Ian, glad you're feeling better to join us.
Hi, Ian. Good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are we?
Good. Are you on the Community Phone?
I'm not right now, unfortunately. As you can tell by my accent, I'm not a native of North America. I'm in Canada. I live in Canada. I've been here for over 3 years.
Okay.
I'm the VP of Sales and Success for Community Phone, and our service is only available in the United States right now. So
okay.
I'd love to say that I am calling on the Community Phone. But
no, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't, because it sounds terrible. Our connection sounds terrible. So I'm glad you're not on that phone. So,
well, I apologize for that. Maybe it's because of the international dialing. I'm sorry.
It could be. It could. All right. So how do you guys do this? How is it a landline? You don't need internet service in order to use the phone service.
Correct. The service that we provide is actually powered by a cell network. So, as you rightly said, the FCC, the Federal Communication Commission, passed an order in August of 2022, which allows the traditional telephone service providers to deprecate the old copper network. They're no longer bound by legislation to maintain it. They've actually been campaigning for this for years. It's expensive for them to maintain, and it's nowhere near as profitable as some of the other services that they offer through the internet, like television services and obviously internet to residential and business locations.
So you are a little bit choppy on this line between here and Canada. But so what you're saying is it's basically you're using cellular service.
Correct. We send our customers a small box that they plug into their power outlet at home, and within the box there is a SIM card that powers the service. The box, any landline handset can then be plugged into the box that we send. It's just about 6 inches square and a couple of inches tall, so it can sit anywhere at home, and it will work as a traditional landline for our customers.
So now, correct me if I'm wrong. This service is also available through Verizon and AT&T. They have their own version of this service.
Other providers offer this service as well. Yes, we're not the only ones that do it. Although Verizon and AT&T actually provide a voice over internet protocol service, not a copycat service of the service that we offer. But there are other services out there following our execution.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Verizon uses They don't use internet, especially for areas that don't have good internet connections. They use a cellular service. So I guess I felt I misdirected just a little bit when the commercial says it's like the old landline, because it really isn't. Because the old landline, you literally were connected by wire to your local telephone company.
Yeah, you were. Unfortunately, those days are gone, and those days won't come back. The way that landlines worked. The technology is almost 150 years old since the telephone was first paid by Bell. So,
I did love those old days of landline service. And, I'm just a geek with this sort of thing, so probably the rest of the audience is paying no attention to this at all. But for me, I was wondering, how do they pull it off when I know all those copper lines are being pulled up? Is this fiber that you're using? And so it turns out you're using, now I'm assuming it's 5G or 4G cellular service.
5G, yes, we use the 5G service, and that's why it can be so reliable.
Okay.
In fact, plenty of the research shows that over the last 10 years, the cell network is actually more reliable than the old copper landline network because of exactly what you're talking about. It's being deprecated and has been for a long time.
Let me ask you this question. What if you're in an area where you don't have any cellular coverage? Can you still use your service?
There are a number of options. People can look at investing in cell boosters. One of the differences between the way that we use the cell network and the way that a cell phone uses the cell network is because of the base and because of the fact that it's not mobile and therefore constantly having to hunt for signal.
Okay.
It's a lot more stable. So in areas of low cell coverage, you'll tend to get a much better call quality and service with our type of product than with a traditional cell phone.
All right, good stuff. Thank you, Ian. Good luck out there, and have a happy holiday. Happy holidays to you.
Thanks for joining us.
All the best. Bye.
And I apologize. I'm cutting you a little short because we have a terrible phone connection with you here. So, all right. Well, thank you. Have a wonderful holiday, and we'll talk again maybe soon. You never know. Looks like he's gone.
He needs a
yeah, I can't. I'm telling you, he needs that service. Okay, so this is deceiving. The commercial's deceiving. I'm sorry. It says, just like your old landline. It's not anything like your old landline.
What if you have service issues?
Yeah,
or what if you're on Oxford Road in New Hartford?
If you don't have good cell service, you're going to struggle with a service like this.
Yeah.
Now that's where the IP works. So you'd use your internet to be able to make the phone call. I don't love those either, to be honest with you, although I'm pretty sure that's what we're using for phone calls to come in here right now. It's an IP type thing. But based on what the commercial sounds like, it almost sounds... Do you have the commercial right there?
I'd have to look for it.
All right.
Let me see if I can play it here. Hold on.
It's not like the old days of landline when you just have a cart and you pull it out of the slot and pop it in.
Where did I have
I will tell you, though, that this is... Verizon offers this. AT&T offers it. All the other services offer it as well.
Let me see it. Put 4. It'll be on
4 is
here.
up.
Let's
All
see
right.
if this is
Here we go.
Oh, come on.
Do you miss the simplicity and reliability of a landline?
With a landline service, conversations were never cut off because your internet stopped working.
Your grandkids couldn't lose your home phone on some playground.
Now landlines are back and better than ever with
Can
community
you pause
phone.
it? Is it possible to pause without starting over? That's deceiving. That's not true. So you're using the same technology as your cell phone uses.
Yeah.
It's not landline technology.
They say the landline is back.
It's not back.
Incorrect.
That's not true. That's false advertising. Let's keep playing it, though, because they pay us.
Do you miss the simplicity and reliability of a landline?
With a landline service, conversations were never cut off because your internet stopped working.
Your grandkids couldn't lose your home phone on some playground.
Now landlines are back and better than ever with Community Phone. Community Phone offers home phone service starting at just $39 a month. And today, get 50% off your first month. With Community Phone, there are no contracts, no internet needed, no complicated wiring. A classic landline, but with the latest upgrades like caller ID, voicemail, spam call blocking, unlimited nationwide calls, and more. And the phone works even if the power goes out.
All right,
you can even keep your own phone number or get a new one.
Okay, all of this stuff is available with your current phone company. All of it is available. This is not anything brand new. It is not your landline. It is not your landline. Because there were benefits to that landline, to me anyway, and I just loved with the landline, it was in real time. There wasn't that quarter-second delay.
Yeah.
nobody even cares about that, but obviously we do in radio, because if you put your headphones on and you go on a phone and you're listening over the transmitter, it doesn't sync properly. So that's why we see it. But
this is,
I just think that commercial is very deceiving. You can get this service everywhere, and by the way, your cell phone offers the exact same service.
Mm-hmm. Dawsey and Secoit commenting on the app earlier, the copper is not gone yet. Verizon is still a utility under the PSC, and while they are trying to push customers off of copper, they are obligated to provide the service for
I'll
them.
bet some people still have the copper service, and that have not gotten rid of their landline. Steven says, got rid of the landline, which got rid of all of those robocalls. Well, like Time Warner will offer a landline, they call it, and that is actually running off your internet. So if your internet goes down or your cable goes down, you will lose that, and that quality's pretty good. But I find having that line, I just get bombarded with nothing but like sales calls, garbage calls. Greeley Ford is the guy who really knows. Greeley, correct me if I'm wrong. This is a bit deceiving.
If it is the way it was just described, what I heard, I didn't hear all of it, but it really is cellular.
It's cellular.
No?
Yeah. That is exactly what it is. That's what he told us. He said, no, we use something unique called the cellular system. That's not unique. Everybody, all the companies offer that.
Yeah, and to be honest about it, all cellular are eventually landline anyway, because cell towers are connected by fiber, which is all land-based.
Right.
So people think cellular, that's the kind of thing that takes cell sites out of service when the lines go down and you lose fiber or you lose power. The cell sites have power, and all cell sites run on batteries. They all run on batteries because there's more electrical disruptions than you would even imagine that go on every day, all the time.
Yep.
So the cell sites run on batteries, and which can last for maybe 6, 7, 8 hours. But of course, when an emergency happens and everybody starts using their phones, the batteries run low a lot quicker. And then you have backup generators and all that kind of stuff. However, if you lose fiber optic connection as well, then the cell site may be on the air, but it's deaf.
Right, you're not hearing it. Do you remember the old copper lines, which I guess some of them still do exist, but it had a little bit of a current going through it. You could every once in a while get a little spark off that. Was that just static electricity, or was that a line? Was there power going through it?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure, Bill, about that. But, because it was copper, it could also transmit power.
Yeah,
so,
okay.
Fiber these days, it doesn't work that way.
All right.
Can't do that.
Well, I heard that commercial, and it just didn't make sense, and I wanted to dig into it. So there we go.
Well, I'm glad I could offer my advice for the weekend.
You are good.
The ultimate irony was the community phone rep had a terrible phone
Oh, my
connection.
God, you couldn't even. Well, it must be because I'm in Canada. I don't know. We can reach anyone in the world, and I got a better quality line than that. So, okay.
Yeah, that was not an impressive phone call by no means.
Not at all. All right, good stuff, Greeley. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
You guys have a great weekend. Catch you later.
You
Bye-bye.
do the same. Thank you. Mike says, this guy is selling the community landline like Ron Popeil would sell the Vegematic, and I think it's very true. County Executive, stand by. We're going to break and come back with you, and we'll chat. Do want to get into this issue of eminent domain.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it coming up at 8:39 on Friday morning at WIBX.
OMG, how did the holidays sneak up on us again? Not to worry, the old Wicker Mill is here to ease the pressure. We put fun back into holiday shopping. With our amazing selection of Vera Bradley, Pandora, Swarovski, Brighton, Beekman, Dr. Squatch, Willow Tree, we have a toy department, a women's clothing department, and so much more. We have something for everyone on your list. Plus, we have a great staff that will help you pick out the perfect gift at the right price for all your family and friends. Don't stress yourself out by shopping online. Is it really going to be what you ordered? Will it get here on time? Come to the Old Wicker Mill to experience some old-fashioned holiday shopping with the sights and sounds of Christmas. Plus, you'll get instant gratification by taking it home with you. With so many stores closing and fewer places to shop, we've expanded our store to fill the void. Many of our customers say it's not the holidays without a shopping trip to the Old Wicker Mill, and we have plenty of parking right out front, and we're conveniently located at the New Hartford Shopping Center.
Warner Sales and Service, building relationships, building trust.
Are you thinking about a new job? Warner Sales and Service is looking for a mechanic, someone with mechanical abilities interested in working on small engines, new equipment setup, and some basic diesel and hydraulic repairs. You'd be working on the complete line of Bobcat construction equipment and Hustler turf equipment. 1 to 2 years experience or training in engine mechanics is required. Applicants need to have strong diagnostic abilities. Qualified candidates should also be able to follow troubleshooting procedure and service manual instructions. Does this sound like you? Visit the Warner offices for an application. They're just off Route 365 between Rome and Verona. Online at warnerss.com. That's warnerss.com.
Warner's, where quality still counts at Warner's.
Let's talk about Andrew River Hills Properties. 15 years ago, Bill and Robin had a concept, and it was all about offering services that others don't offer in the world of real estate. And man, what a growth spurt they have had over these really like the last 7 or 8 years. River Hills is the #1 independent real estate agency in the region, and #2 if you include the chains. Big deal. That's enormous. In the top 10 of listing agents that perform in the area, River Hills has 5 of those spots taken with River Hills agents. And oh, by the way, our man Andrew is one of them, as a matter of fact.
Correct.
Had a really good year. You have a good year when you work really, really hard, and that's what they do for their clients. If you're selling a home with River Hills, they do so many extra things to assist you, keep that stress level down, and speed up the process, help the process along when it comes to selling your home. And if you're lucky enough to buy a home that was listed by River Hills, you get to reap the benefits of all of this. The questions that are answered right on the spot quickly. The book becomes the manual for the home you just bought. So helpful with warranty information, and when something goes wrong, you have the information all there, professionally bound in the book. Barneville, Little Falls, Utica, their offices are located, and, of course, they service all of upstate New York. Online, it's riverhillspropertiesllc.com. Call 315-896-1009. Remember, nobody sells homes like River Hills. And Fred F. Collis & Sons Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. Have a free energy home assessment done at your home. We had it done at ours, and they come in and really do an investigative report, put together a report on your home, where you're losing the money, where you're wasting money. Could be weather stripping that would help you, programmable thermostats, even new LED light bulbs could change your energy bill. An old refrigerator, an old freezer, you'd be amazed at how much that can suck off the energy bill each and every month. There's also a program National Grid has right now. They're giving $500 for each outdoor condenser unit on Collis heat pump installations. Offer expires, though, at the end of this month. Call them today, 315-768-2323, or fredfcollis.com. Fred F. Collis & Sons, Heating and Cooling and Insulation. Call today.
Hello, everyone in Central New York. This is Dave Letterman, your old TV pal. Remember me? I'm supposed to say something witty and funny here about Bill Keeler, but I've got nothing. Ever see a picture of this guy? That's a joke in itself. Anyhow, here's Keeler on WIBX.
It's like no shave forever for Letterman, right? God almighty. In studio right now is County Executive Anthony Pacini. Good morning.
Good morning.
Do you have a vote on Donna's song?
I'm sorry, I did not hear it.
You did not hear it.
Well, we can play it.
We
don't have
no,
I did not hear it.
He did not hear it.
I did not hear it.
Good
All
answer. Okay, let's start with the latest. You won this recent case on eminent domain. Bowers is saying this is a travesty. Was it taken from one developer and given to another? What happened here?
Well, it wasn't taken from anybody, right? Actually, right? This has got to be one of the most complex.
This is the one where they had tried to the mayor put a deal together for them to purchase it, and then it never went through.
Right. The idea was all of those buildings. First of all, everything in that footprint was destined to be purchased,
right,
and then demolished.
Right.
Plain and simple. That's fact number one. Number two, Bowers got involved, in terms of, trying to build what is now being built on the other corner, which is the medical office building, and then were summarily dismissed by the doctors group in the hospital. And so then in turn went and intercepted to buy the O'Brien building to build their own medical office building there. Well, the other
which would have competed with the one that was going in.
Which, is kind of interesting because, you're competing against the hospital system because the medical office building that is being built, that is on that corner right next to Brooklyn Pickle on State and Columbia, is, the cardiology group, some other docs, as well as the ambulatory surgery center for the hospital. So it's a combination of everything. It's a very big building as well.
Yeah.
And the intention was that the parking, because that's right next door in that area, that the O'Brien parcel would be used for parking as many of the parcels in the surrounding footprint of the hospital were. So they went in and because a deal had yet to be agreed to between O'Brien and the hospital, they went in and kind of intercepted, supposedly bought from O'Brien. We've still never seen a deed or anything filed.
Right.
But kind of, in essence,
this all happened.
In essence, held hostage.
It's kind of they're implying that what occurred is that they had the property, and then you took it away from them to give it to another developer. The reality is, this was all going on while this was all going on. It was all happening while it was happening.
While it was happening, and first of all, nobody took any property from anybody.
Right.
The intention was to buy the property. They could not come to an agreement, so they went in and bought it, but then they refused to sell because they were under the guise that they were going to build the medical office building, along with the fact that they had, at the time, purchased the Kennedy Garage.
Which, by the way, became a whole problem.
Which now is owned by MVHS.
The airspace, if you recall, was owned. They wanted to go up, and MVHS owned the airspace over top of that.
So the city, this goes back to the original agreement, which never got fully complied with about eminent domain or in terms of it. The understanding was the city would deal with properties in the hospital footprint. The county would deal with properties in the garage footprint. The city then refused any proceedings on eminent domain towards the O'Brien building when it became at the stalemate that it was.
Right.
So nothing was done, so there was never attempted. We couldn't do it from the county's end because our interest was at the garage. But the IDA, which has a greater interest on the hospital and on the medical office building and all throughout the county, has that ability. So we went and petitioned for that through the Industrial Development Agency, which at first the appellate division said no. It was a very close decision and controversial decision.
Yep.
So we took it it was taken to the Court of Appeals, the highest court in New York State. And
this is the current ruling.
This is the current one. And the ruling came back 7-0 that ultimately the IDA, we were right, that it is a public purpose, that the intent of seeking that property for the purposes, or through eminent domain, for the purposes of a public use, in this case, the hospital, parking, whatever, and it was not out of the realm of a commercial establishment, and that the idea is eligible for. So,
and this Bowers, the comment from Bowers is quite interesting considering.
I have the quote.
The quote.
Sure. Yeah, no.
And there, because I don't know where it's going to go, where it could go from here, but it says.
Well, you'd have to go to the Supreme Court.
Well, you would.
Yeah, the U.S. Supreme Court.
Which,
With today's decision, the New York State Court of Appeals ignored the Constitution, hence where they're going to take it. The taking of private property from one developer to give to another private developer with a questionable public purpose is un-American. With the return of this case to the New York State Appellate Court, we remain optimistic we will prevail on the remaining eminent domain matters. Our battle to keep and ultimately develop 411 Columbia Street shall continue.
So the complication of this is it does go back to the appellate division to clean up the matters of that there's one
the rest
other
of it,
challenge.
yeah.
But when you have a 7-0 decision from the Court of
They're going
Appeals,
to the
appellate
appellate's
division
going to
they have to
right.
comply with that.
Right. Yep.
And they will. I mean, and the other issues that are in there are not substantive to reverse this in any way. So yeah, I mean, do you want to? I mean, and
do you want to keep going with legal fees when you're already
the
in
question is, so you take
hot
it,
water?
The Supreme Court would have to agree to take it. The Supreme Court, and again, I'm not a lawyer, so I got to clarify that for listeners and for other Bowers lawyers and everybody else's. So I'm going to clarify that. And everybody knows that, but I say it anyway. That it's highly unlikely that the Supreme Court takes a decision in which a 7-0 a decision from the highest court of any state at that time, does that. So but look, could it happen? I suppose.
And it should be noted that this is what eminent domain used here, because it's been interesting. Because, for instance, Mayor Palmieri has said he is he's against eminent domain, right?
When it doesn't, favor
unless he's
when it doesn't
unless
favor
he's
them.
using
No,
it,
unless they're using it,
because they've used it. They have used it, but the use for eminent domain, it's funny because it's un-American. Actually, it's it's very American. It's been around for a long time. In fact, we would not have a rail system or highway system in America without eminent domain.
You wouldn't have half of the buildings in any community.
Not that I'm promoting is a great thing that eminent, but it is.
But what gets lost in the translation of eminent domain for many people is the government just takes the property and nothing else happens.
That's not true.
It's not true.
Right.
They get in any case, and it's in fair market value or above, depending on what the circumstances are. So you're not losing. No one's taking your property without compensation.
And the other part that I just wanted to make a reference to is this is, of all the eminent domain cases, it's going to be very difficult to say that this isn't for the public good. It's for a hospital.
Well, and that's where the difference. That's where the questionable piece when they argued the case too was about the public purpose and the commercial. I mean, eminent domain across the country and especially New York State has been used for shopping malls, which is for hotels,
right?
For any type of other retail establishments, and a variety of other you mentioned railroads. County buildings, state office buildings, city buildings, municipal tracks. I mean, so
it's
like
police
not,
stations.
There does have to be the the defined public purpose, and in those cases, it is. But the public purpose is broad, and depending on what you're taking down and what you're seeking to.
So
to achieve.
The owners of the plumbing building, they're selling anyway. The problem is, though, that what the general thought is that through eminent domain, they would get less than had they sold to Bowers. The problem you have with Bowers is they have all sorts of other problems. In fact, the city of Utica is going after them legally.
Right. And the other question, though, still remains, who owns the building?
Right.
Yeah, right. Did Bowers buy it from O'Brien? And then
they announced that, several months ago, and yet have not seen a deed filed.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Is there?
Well, they got one quick thing from Lance and Lee. I don't want to forget.
Lance. Yeah.
Okay.
Question for Mr. Pacenti. The county roads here in Lee, Elmer Hill, Sleepy Hollow, Hidden Valley are all very well maintained. Why have they stopped painting the white edge lines? Also, please thank him for always answering my questions from the app without telling me to call his office or cell phone or to have coffee with him. I appreciate your candidness.
He's taking a swipe at Joe Griffin.
Why the white lines are not on?
Why they've stopped painting the white edge lines on those county roads in Lee?
I don't know that exact answer. They should have, unless it came down to a weather or a timing matter. So
if there are yellow lines, there should be white
it depends
lines.
on the shoulder. Depending on what we did on the shoulders, whether we carved out the rumble strips or whether we did something, something else. But I don't have a complete answer. I'll have it for him the next time.
All right. And then EZ and Ilian, I still want to say the positioning of the parking garage is another sign of how poorly this whole project was approached and laid out. An ugly gray parking garage blocking the site of a multi-million-dollar supposed landmark.
First of all, the garage is not complete. So what you're looking at in terms of a gray parking garage is not what it's going to look like. When it is complete, the facade of the parking garage will look identical to that of the hospital. I mean, with the brown brick, and so there's a lot more work to be done. Over the next few months, it's because it's not done. So it will not. We designed it so that it will not be an eyesore or something that doesn't blend in.
This is an interesting question, because when you look at it, you do see, when you're there, it is blocking part of the full hospital. Sure. Had you seen the hospital? Had you been looking at the hospital? But clearly, MVHS did not want the garage on the other side.
Right.
They were adamant about that.
Well,
so what is the reason for that?
Well, I think everything was looked at, in terms of how it was best, to approach, the emergency rooms, and the other side, on the Lafayette or on the Lafayette side, the Columbia side, to see how the entrances could flow, but also with State Street, as the border of the garage, it makes it easy for ingress and egress to the garage, as well as on the other side for the emergency room and such. So,
and also on the other side, there are medical office buildings.
Remember, it wasn't supposed to be as big as it was. It was not supposed to be the extra level. That became a result of the Kennedy garage debacle.
Yep.
So that made it a little bit
which
more.
MVHS ultimately purchased, right?
Which, they did, but that was after the fact that we had already added another level to the garage, which wasn't supposed to be that high. So the blockage, or some of the.
It just depends on where you are, too.
The viewpoint. I think when it's all done, it's going to look totally different. And look, people are probably still not all entirely be happy with it, but
really?
It's not going to look the way it does today, which is just concrete and a rough facade.
Well, I got to say, the weather has been very much on their side to keep things moving.
It has, and we're hoping that it stays that way for
the
later,
next
couple months.
It'll be done. All right, out of time. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
And have a
great weekend.
Great
we'll
weekend.
See you next week at the
next Friday
Christmas show.
Gonna be big,
exciting stuff,
bigger and better than ever. So we say every year. Right now, Mazda's Season of Inspiration. Have you heard Ricky Z play yesterday?
Awesome.
Oh my God. He'll be a part of the Christmas show. We'll replay that. Enjoy 0% APR financing up to 60 months on all new 2024 Mazda CX-5s. It's the Mazda way of saying thank you for an incredibly successful year and increasing their inventory to make it easier for you. Mazda's 0% offer. See the dealership for details. And as Ricky says, it's always easy to do business at Steve Ponte Mazda Commercial Drive in Yorkville. Be safe out there. Comet's home tonight and tomorrow night. Enjoy the weekend. Back on Monday. WIBX Utica, Rome.
Christmas, more than any other time, is for the gathering of families to celebrate the joy that the season brings, reflecting on the blessings of the past year. For many at the Rome Rescue Mission, there is no home, no family, and no joy. Children cannot experience the joy of Santa because no one can afford a gift for them. And to many, Christmas Day brings only more loneliness and misery. The good news is it doesn't have to be this way. With your generous donation of $20, you can provide Christmas for a child at the Rome Rescue Mission. A traditional Christmas meal, a visit from Santa, a toy, and celebrating the birth of baby Jesus can all be made possible with a donation of just $20. Please consider what you can do to pass along the joy of this season. Donate now at romemission.org. That's romemission.org. Rome Rescue Mission. A hand up, not a handout.
OMG, how did the holidays sneak up on us again? Not to worry, the old Wicker Mill is here to ease the pressure. We put fun back into holiday shopping with our amazing selection of Vera Bradley, Pandora, Swarovski, Brighton, Beekman, Dr. Squatch,